Right, another Skywatch time. What lucky weather we have been having lately. So, guys, if you're joining us, we are doing, as we say, a live UFO, a UAP Skywatch, and we're coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, which is right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. So, a very ancient and mysterious landscape. Lots of activity in these skies. So, do let us know, A, where you're watching from. Tell us how where you're joining us from there, but also if you spot any movement. In particular, we're looking for anomalous behaviour, not just a straight lines at consistent speed. We need to see something stop dead, shoot off at speed, change its course, its trajectory to know for sure that it is something anomalous there. Paul from Scotland, how are you doing there over on the TikToks? Oh, we've already got a few of you guys in over on the tubes as well. We've got Dan in there, Gribbage as well. You're early to the pie today, Grippage. As well, Maya is in. Good to see you over there. How is everybody's weekend? Or I say weekend, it's throwing me off this bank holiday. It's Monday, isn't it? So yeah, you can see that the sky is blue. That means that the light hasn't fully gone round for us here on the surface. And as the night moves on, that blue is going to go. We're going to see all the stars, all of the colours of those stars like we did last night. That was fantastic to see. But we're also going to see lots of strange things. So yes, keep your eyes out there. Friend as well, good to see you in. Keep your eyes out there. Oh, that was a little flash. And yeah, help us spot the anomalous movement there. If it is really interesting there, we'll zoom in on it. Marcus, how are you doing? How has your bank holiday been? Then thank you for the gifts, appreciate that. All the gifts, subs, members, and super chats and all that jazz does go back into the stream there. Help us improve what we do. Should have some interesting updates soon there. I'm glad to hear it there, Marcus, that you're doing well. That's a nice bit of movement. Shall we zoom in on this one?
Zoom mode activated.
So far this is traveling in a straight line at a consistent speed there, so not doing anything anomalous just yet. So I'm going to zoom back out, keep your eyes on it. It's hard when it moves all around there, but if it deviates from that, then we know we have in fact got something a little bit stranger there. So yes, keep your eyes on the skies there. Drop the coordinates in the chat, and if you're lucky there, mods will press the buttons to make it what's the word? Interactive grid. There we go. It'll illuminate the grid there. And is this, how are you doing? Good to see you in there. And Dara too coming in with gifts. Appreciate all of those ones, guys. There, Raf is in. How are you doing? It is definitely too hot. And Raf, I did look into your Patreon issue. So yeah, you're showing up on my screen as all good. So let me know if it's still not letting you access. You should be able to access the replays of the videos. And if that's working, maybe it's just like a time lag thing or something. I've no idea what else is going on. If not, Raf, we'll set up a quick deep dive test there to see if it works for you joining live. We don't want you missing out on more ones there. And where are we doing that? Is that Alessa there? Hello, friend there. Do you remember me? Oh, Mert there from Turkey. Yeah, you yesterday too. Yes, of course I remember you. So, I mean, your skies are amazing. Some of the best UFO footage was taken just off of your coast there. Have you ever seen anything strange in it there? Linda as well, good to see you there. Kate the late, Kate the on time, how are you doing there? And you there, it's too warm to sleep there, so wide awake. I am not looking forward to trying to sleep. I have a hard time at the best of times with sleep, and yeah, no chance I think at the damn minute. If you notice, it's not Glasses Monday today, no, which is great. It means I don't have to go in the office tomorrow, so I haven't bothered cutting my damn hair. Sorry, just testing so it's working. But yeah, if you're just joining us, guys, we're doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch, and these are the skies live from Wiltshire in the UK. Right in the heart of Crop Circle country, just down the road from Stonehenge. Glastonbury isn't too far in the other direction. It's a strange landscape here. I got an ordnance survey map out when we first moved here. There are cairns, burial mounds, oh god, you name it, stone circles, all these henges just everywhere here. It's not just Stonehenge by any means. So this landscape has been a bit weird for a very long time. Lots of stuff has happened here over the years, and these skies are very much alive. So help us tonight there, spot those anomalies. But if you're new, do say hello. Let us know where you're all watching from as well. They'd love to hear from you there. If you've had an experience with the phenomena, again, let us know that. Again, whilst we're waiting for the action to pop off on screen there, is always really cool to help us all really understand a little bit more about what is going on. That's a big bright one that just flared up in the middle of the screen there, just going next to the tree. Did we have to check the... oh, okay, I'll have to check them there. Let me have a look. Is that a now one or an after stream one? Where is Discord? Let's have a look. Is it good on stream? I tell you. Oh yeah, that's cool. I'll check that one there. How are we doing? Yeah, I think it is. I think you're right there, Kate. Wait, what? Wait, what? Janie there, coming in with the gifts as well. How are you doing? Zen is in, and you're back there, Matt, as well. And evening all, roasting hot Paisley. It is cooking. Yes, I am like a rotisserie chicken here in the deli counter of Sainsbury's. It is pretty good there. When he gets in, check it. So I've checked the messages. But I don't know what the thing is to check. So I'll have to see that one. I've left it open, so I might need reminding to double check if he puts it in there. Hopefully he's doing all right. I was a bit worried about how he's getting on, with the joints and things. It's not pleasant. My stepsister has got that as well, and stepmother. Oh, there we go. Hold on, guys. TikTok is having a sulk. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully it's sorted itself out now. Where are we there? And as Raf says there, like and subscribe. That is how we reach more and more like-minded people there out yourselves. We're on pretty much every night. If it's a clear sky, then we are here doing our UFO, UAP Skywatch. When it's a cloudy night, though, guys, we do an alien radio signal hunt there, and we search what is called the hydrogen line, the channel on the radio dial that scientists theorize that if ET is out there, that's where they'd put the message, where the wow signal was heard. Yeah, it's just TikTok being TikTok there. Don't worry, I don't think you missed anything essential there. How you doing, darling?
I'm okay. I wondered if you would like a bubblegum ice cream to keep you cool.
Oh, not whilst I'm on stream, but thank you. You're not actually allowed to on TikTok. It's one of the things.
You're not allowed bubblegum
Nope, you're not allowed
ice
to eat and consume stuff.
You can't drink.
Well, I think you can drink there, but it's because lots of people were doing, was it mukbang? Basically, like eating challenges. So now, in their typical fashion of if they pick up that you're eating, so no, you're not allowed to eat. In so TikTok's infinite wisdom, there. All right, let's brighten that screen up a little bit so we can continue to see.
Turn your TikTok sign up.
What are you on about?
Because I'll see it's back to front on the thing.
No, you can't turn.
And that one.
Yes, they are back to front, but it's not the end of the world. Where are we there? Janie, unusual for Scotland to have this weather there, so even though it's boiling, it's been nice. Got to make the most of it. Get that tan going. It's your Scottish summer there. I know, right? I know there. TikTok playing up again. It is always doing something strange, and there's no excuse. It's a ridiculous system. Anyway, back over to the tubes there. Let's see how we got on. But yeah, guys, we're on every night. And we've got a long run of clear nights ahead of us still this week to come. So you can join us then. If you're following or subscribed, you should get those notifications when we go live. So yeah, join us there for the strange and anomalous there. And Liberty there, air conditioning overdrive. Oh, if only. I'm on the manual fans at the minute that are just pushing hot air around. Again, I've given in again tonight. Don't normally have a fan on stream. It's annoying for the noise, but I think I might die. And remember to breathe in and breathe out. And don't forget... Oh, exactly, Harko. Don't forget your parents there. We're definitely thinking of you as well. And where are we there? Is that Hugh in as well? Reaching in my reclining in my Worcester garden here, keeping an eye on the skies. It's too damn hot. You'd be sleeping outside. But if you let us spot anything there, get your phone to hand. We want to see all of those things there. You're our reporter on the ground there. It really, really has become an enigma there. And scientists locate all elements on a single table and are confused by its origin. I mean, let's not get started on the periodic table. That's one that blows my mind now. She's sleeping in a tent. Oh my God. We won't get out of the... Oh no, that is a very tough time there, Harko. We're definitely with you in spirit there. Was it Leanne? We've already discussed this. He can barely talk properly anyway there, let alone if I was eating. Yeah, exactly, Raf. Exactly. There. And right, let's back over to the TikTok. Where did we get in tonight? Joanne as well there. Thank you for the gifts. Appreciate that, guys. So it all goes back into the stream, helping us improve what we do. It's properly playing up. It very much is. Is it still having a sulk now? There. How are you doing, Domenico? There as well. Joanne is in as well. And it is so hot, JJ. And Kate's melting as well. Oscar, there you are. Hey, dude, Kate told me to check Discord, so I've just checked your messages. How are you doing today there? And yes, if I can bring it up, if there is a way, what is it? Yeah, send us over. What is it there? And could you reach to something? Yes. What is it? If it's within reach, 100%, it'd be interesting. M to the C, loving the stickers there. It's been all right for a minute. Let's not trust it. So, guys, remember, go over to the tubes. Right, just check it out, guys. It's so you get to see more of the sky, less of me, and more data and things. In fact, this is what it looks like over on the tubes there. It is amazing, so it's definitely worth it, and plus you don't get the TikTok related issues there. Oh, I'll check it out there. Right, let's have a look. Is it? Oh, it's still not come through. Oh, yet. Oh, okay. Oh, it's a video. Do we play it on the stream? Right, how do I get... I've got to try and think how I get that from Discord onto the screen. Where is Discord? Oh, wait, no. No, I don't want to do it on that one. I want to do it on this one. Silly me. All right, that's going to throw a soak. Hold on. Oh, no, go away, Discord. Jesus Christ. Damn thing. Go away. You're going to hog all of our bandwidth. Go away. There we go. Right. Where is the button I want to do on here? I want to do it on this computer, then I can just bring it across. I don't know if I've got sound on this one, but let's have a look. Come on. I'm an old man when it comes to technology. Right. Hold on. We have got sound though. So if I drag this over to this screen. So 2 seconds, guys. I want to see this has been made for us. So...
For God's sake. What's wrong with this stupid thing now? Good enough.
That is so... Yeah,
Hello,
this is
Kate,
accurate.
how are you? I am just sitting here. Stupid humans.
That okay, so that is actually brilliant there. You're head of cartoons now. That is, and it's very, very accurate. I'm going to turn up the brightness now, back to the sky. But that is absolutely brilliant there. And if you've been with the stream long enough, you know about me swearing about all this equipment, as I was just doing about Discord there. That is absolutely hilarious there, Oscar. And well, thank you for that. That is very cool. That is very, very cool. And Bags, I hope you're okay there. Any news on Atlas? So nothing really at the minute. Nothing in the minute, but we're all good here, other than hot there. Oh, what's this? This is exactly the TikTok point here. Gifting suspended. What's the reason now? Because we've used reproduced content on the stream. So because we played that video, it's now suspended the gifting. Bit of luck, I don't care, TikTok. Ha! You lose. Fuck, it's a useless platform. Useless platform. I wouldn't mind if we were actually, you know, watching The Simpsons or something like that. Anyway, let's get back to it. But that was actually brilliant there. Where did we get to? There's a really big object in B4. Could this be the mothership? B4. Right, I've got to look at my grid now. Oh, right down there. It may have been, but I was probably too late for it there. Just tree there. That is actually very true, yeah. I suppose it doesn't come out properly, does it? That's the alien life form. Where did we get to? Mr. Money is in. This is great. It was very good, wasn't it? That was very good. So that is, I loved it. 100% Oscar. That is brilliant. That is actually, it's crazy, isn't it, that what is achievable these days. Carl is in. How are you doing? Have you enjoyed your bank holiday there? I know. Kate, it is spot on. Right, GWAC? It is so good. Kate and the duck was in it as well. Oh, an A up there. What's that happening? I have to watch it again afterwards there. We're going to have to post that somewhere. Not thinking it was worth it. Oh, what was that for? Oh my God, sorry guys. I need to catch up on my brain tonight. Right, anyway, back over to the... Craig, how are you doing? Good to see you in there. And going to try and get some sleep in this Armageddon heatwave. Good luck there, G-Wag. If you come up with any tips, let me know. Right, let me see. Where did we get to over on the tubes? That is very, very tough there, Harko. And where did we get to? 2 days off, my little... I can't repeat it. And where are we there? Are you going to go off to either? No worries, Harko. We'll catch you later. Get Oscar on the wage bill. I want to get on the wage bill, but that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool, Oscar. I have to give you 10 points for that one. And a Living Light as well. How are you doing there? Good to see you. It's a lovely clear sky tonight. And if it's anything like last night, we're going to start to see the colours of those stars as well, which I'm very excited about, because that is something that I just think is absolutely phenomenal there. But they are satellites. There's most of them are, aren't they, Liberty? You are 100% on that. There's a hell of a lot of man-made objects up there in the night skies. There. And lots of them. There's another one going through now, but it's the odd ones that we want to see, isn't it? The ones that act a little bit differently, the ones that stop dead, shoot off at speed, change course or trajectory there. And Zen, loving that animation. It's like Family Guy. It actually was very much like that, yeah. That was pretty cool. Where did we get to over on the tubes? Let's have a look. Oh, for you, it's a 10-minute gift, thank you. Yeah, it's just, at least they've stopped doing them permanently now. It's just it's the fact that they're wrong. That's what frustrates me. It's just the fact that they're wrong. I can't handle people being incorrect. And you can post it for sure. Oh, that would be... Oh, Oscar, 100%. That was amazing. We'll definitely put that out as a post, if that's cool with you there. I've got to go there. Our pool has literally just burst and water is everywhere. Oh, my God. That's not a good sign. Even in your house... You're not having a good run of luck there, are you, Oscar? Jesus. Well, hopefully you get that one suited. But thank you for sharing that one. That's pretty awesome. You've been there the whole time there. Is there, or is Alan playing? Probably Alan playing tricks there. I would not be surprised. So, guys, if you're just joining us tonight, so we are doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch, and we are coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of Crop Circle Country, just down the road from Stonehenge, right in the heart of the weird and wonderful here. So these guys are alive with the phenomena. Keep your eyes peeled, drop the grids in there if you spot something, and then if it's good, the mods will put it on screen. In particular, we are looking for things stopping dead, shooting off at speed, changing course or trajectory. Something like that will tell us that it is in fact not one of the many man-made objects up there in the night sky, but it is in fact something a lot stranger there. Coloration, flashing, pulsing, all that sort of stuff can be very interesting. It's not quite slam dunk, but it is still very interesting. We'll zoom in on the good stuff, but if you are new here, say hello. Let us know where you're all watching from tonight there. And Marcus over on the TikTok. I'm glad you're doing well there. What's going on over there? Where are we to? And you'll have to upload it to the top page there and the tube short. Oh, actually, yes, that is 100%. We're going to do that one. That is very cool. I feel like we need like weekly installments of what Alan is getting up to. That's the problem. You do something good like that and then you're not getting a job out of it. I was taught that lesson the hard way. That I used to be in the army cadets as a kid, and then when you'd hear the NCOs coming through the barracks, you'd have to make yourself look busy. So then they didn't give you a job to do. But the problem is with that is, so I picked up a broom in this particular occasion, made it look like I was doing something. And they you like work? Right, come on, we've got some more work for you. Bollocks. Lesson of the story, just don't try. Don't put yourself out there. 6 minutes left on the ban. Well, we got to vote with our feet. We've got to go out to the tubes there. You're back there. I can't even make this up. That sounds like right. You're not having much luck at the time, especially in this heat. You're not even going to be able to cool down in at the pool. So yeah, I'll send you a message to read later on TikTok Liberty. I'll check that one out. I was deep in today working on our website today, so I kind of got into the, when you see in the film The Hacking Zone, just locked in. I'm in. It was like that, but was doing the website. Which button? I think it's this one. Does a little run through of the website. So yeah, I mean, this is the front page of it now. We've got all of the normal stuff there. Deep dive, Discord, all that stuff is listed, so you're ever curious of what's on, when, and what's coming up, it's up there. But also, we've got this, it's a sensor dashboard now. All of the real-time interesting stuff, whether it's stuff going on in space, solar weather, Schumann resonance, all that stuff. You can customize your one as well there, so you can remove the ones you don't want and just have the ones you do. You can pop them out, so you can get on with something else and just have that sensor in the corner of your screen there. And also, when that's me customizing it there. And then also, we've got our SETI thing, our SETI signal one there. So you can monitor it all times, and you actually log anything that does come through there. So it's technically live at the minute, but it's still a bit janky, so we've not properly launched it there. But that's what I was deep in today, so haven't checked any messages. But yeah, all up with interesting projects there. Where did we get to? Kate coming in with the shares. Thank you for that. Guys, it is the likes and shares that helps us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves. And the more eyes and minds on the phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together there. There's a soggy dog. Soggy dog poop everywhere. I just lay it on my life. Oh my God, Oscar, that is awful. Water went straight through gaps in the outside. Oh my God. No. That is grim. Oh my God. Oh, well, at least it's cool inside the house. There as well. And hello from California there. Randy, welcome very much aboard. How are your skies? Are you anywhere near? I know California is absolutely massive there, but I'm trying to think of where some of the sightings have been around there. So I'm thinking Catalina Island there off of the coast. That's meant to be very active. Have you seen anything in the night skies yourself? We'd love to hear about that. And Bluesy, how are you doing? Good to see you in. So guys, as you come in, say hello. Let us know where you're all watching from tonight. Let's get that world map of where everybody is. But keep your eyes on the screen there. We're going to see lots of moving objects. A lot of them are going to be man-made satellites. We need to see them do something strange. So keep your eyes on them. Follow them across the screen, even if they're boring and consistent and straight. Keep your eyes. It only takes that last minute course change, hesitation, change of speed there to say for sure that it is in fact a little bit more interesting. So yeah, keep your eyes on all of those. If you drop your grid references in the chat, the mods, if they like the sighting there, they might illuminate the grid for you. Therefore, we can all be drawn to it no matter how far behind in the chat. I am there. Brother stepped in it there and slipped. Oh my god. It is like a comedy sketch there, Oscar. That's the next cartoon there. It's absolutely great. Not for the ones that got to clean it up though. 2 minutes left there, Kate. Thank you for the reminder. I keep forgetting. So yeah, this is what we're doing tonight. We're listening out. We're looking out for the strange and anomalous. Those things are, in fact, a little bit stranger than the mainstream would have you would lead you to believe. There, so I need to close that tab. It is distracting me. I can close that one now. But yeah, I mean, we went through, didn't we, on our deep dive? Was that yesterday? I got a feeling it was yesterday, but I've lost track of times there. So where's my deep dive button? Is it this one? There we go. So we were looking at all of the latest release stuff that came out of the US there, the Part 2 tranche, and there was some really, really interesting videos there. And in fact, again, it's one of those cases that it helps us by seeing that evidence there, helped us to understand a little bit more about what it is that we're seeing in the night sky. Some of those behaviours were very, very similar. Now, again, we can't, without that full-on anomalous behaviour, say that it is anything other than... Oh, I've got a flasher there and a blue one.
Zoom mode activated.
So can we see that flasher? I think it's that faint object there, but oh, that's staying still. There you go, nice blue one coming in. Again, look, we can't say that it's anything anomalous until it stops dead, shoots off at speed, changes course, its trajectory. It still could be a man-made satellite, but sometimes those differences are interesting. Oh, no, up, reverse. Where did that flashing one go? I just saw one flash over there. Interesting. Out, zoom out, sorry guys. So yeah, but seeing some of this stuff, actually seeing that there is this middle ground where a lot of the UAPs that are detected by, you know, those very advanced sensor suites on fighter aircraft, all that military kit that they spend billions on, they are detecting things and going, that looks anomalous, but visually to us, they look a lot like the satellites and things that we're seeing there. So again, we don't have the billions of pound sensors there to tell all the speed and size and all of the other stuff like that, temperature, whatever it is that they're checking and analysing. We can really just at this point go off on the visuals. That's why we have to wait for that anomalous movement to confirm it. But it doesn't mean that, in fact, a lot of these, I say a lot, but the good chunk of these, more than we expected, are actually something a little bit stranger there. So it is always worth keeping your eyes on it. That one just flashed, that is coming in the top of the screen. I think it's in D1, so it's behind me if you're on the TikTok. It only flashed once. It's not too anomalous there. You can't grid tonight there, can't be asked to charge the phone. No worries, Kate, we'll be fine with that. Alan, no, it's fine. Alan, it's fine. It's Alan. Gotta go help out there, no worries, Oscar. Wash your hands after. Where are we over on the tubers there? Are resting? Well, rest up. Keep your eyes on the skies and let us know what your spots here as well. I demand crisps and biscuits. Me too, actually. And just imagine, we are watching the sky here, and a massive mothership shows up. Liberty, oh my god, that is the dream. That is, I mean, I would settle for the you know, like some of the release videos where you're seeing that clear zigzagging and then there's the shooting off, something like that. Just clearly on screen, like this is live. There's no AI involved. You know, it's a direct feed. That would just be like absolutely mind blowing there. That is what I'm looking for. But hey, cloud mothership coming out of the clouds like in Independence Day, that would be pretty cool. Although saying that would mean that the mothership is over my house, and I don't think I'd be as fond of that. And syntax, it's fascinating as it is there that you can see man-made objects orbit space. Syntax, it really is. You're 100% right on that. Like, we don't always need the aliens. You know, seeing Starlink go over there, seeing the shooting stars, nature and man have really, you know, got a quite good show for us with it there. I mean, the aliens are the icing on the cake, but you're right, you know, it is just fascinating, you know, and I didn't know you could until getting this camera set up, let alone how many of them there are there. Loving the hashtags mail there. And how you doing, Bluesy? What's that, Sam? A Zeno, I demand snacks. I do not have snacks. I'm one of those foolish people that go, like, I can't be trusted, I'm just not going to have them in the house, then I deeply regret it. But luckily I don't have a 24-hour petrol station around here anymore, so I can't go out and get one in the middle of the night. And Dan did see some white balls moving around last night, but they were probably satellites, so it's very hard to tell, isn't it? And well, what you can say, if they're moving around, if they were travelling in a straight line, we're not going to be able to distinguish it there. But if you did see that speed change or the course change, the movement, even if it was just like a subtle like that, that's still anomalous, you know. So it could be very interesting still. But again, even though we can't say for sure, doesn't mean that it's not there. UFOs, man-made satellites, they're all going to look pretty damn similar. They're all most of the time going to be travelling in a straight line. There's nothing to avoid up there. They can just go from A to B for the most efficient path. They're going to be reflecting that sun's light back down to us in the very same way. There's only a few little things that are slam dunk there. So it's always worth keeping an eye on these things there. Sainsbury's bag moment. Never going to live that one down, am I? There. Into the, where are we there, XMV there, into the north, a window of my chamber glows the pole star with uncanny light all through the long hellish hours of blackness. It shines there. I mean, again, very poetic. Where's that from? It's not like a Men at Work song, is it? And I make a cup of tea for the stream now. I really, you're going to be really way too. I still order hot coffees there, friend. I really do. I can't get to iced coffees. I'm not trendy enough there. So even in this baking heat, I will slog myself in you know, broad sunlight, stagger into a coffee shop. I go, hot drink. I don't help myself there, but oh look, there we go, just moved then. We've got mugs. Well, they're not released yet. It should be the end of the month that we'll put the store live. And I'm a sucker for a branded mug, so I'm going to get one. I'll have it on stream soon. I might get one printed round the wrong way so it looks correct to you guys. Where's the mugs? I was only putting this up. There we go. There we go for your hot tea for watching the stream there, friend. And blue is arresting. I like the sound of that. Perfect for an evening time to settle down there. Brewage. Right, let me go back over to the TikTok. Tell Alan he can do it and stop yapping. I just gave me evils. He said he's going to use his mind there. And Kate, thank you for feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom. Thanks, guys.
Oh, you've won him back over there, Kate. No, sorry, that was Carl.
Nom nom nom. Thanks, guys.
Oh no, Kate did as well. There's two. I've just been distracted there. And Carl celebrates the disappearance of the ban. Thank you, guys. Good evening, Rich. Good to see you. How is you going there? Oh, and Kate as well. There's more gifts. I totally missed those ones as well. Appreciate that, guys. Gifts, subs, Patreons, all that jazz does go back into the stream there, helping us improve what we do. On to the TikTok, to the tubes. Let's have a look. What's that? Yup, time to people over 50 watching, only 26 likes. Oh, Raph is a crime. But we do appreciate those likes and those shares, guys. It is the likes and shares that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. And the more eyes and minds on the phenomena, the better. The more we can all piece this puzzle together. You never know who's going to come in and what they're going to share. You know, what account they may have had. Maybe it's their career, their skill set in life that can help us refine our search, understand the universe, how placed with it, how it all works. We do appreciate that. And if you are new here, say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. Ask any questions. There's no silly questions here at all. So yeah, ask away. And Syntax, what type of camera is it? And is that the maximum FPS there? Also have a mention of an infrared mode. So it is a Sony A7S, I think it is. And yes, the maximum FPS at the second to let in as much light as possible. But it's the lens that does the heavy lifting. It's the lens that does all of the work with these things, letting in enough light. We are, at some point, this camera is capable of doing infrared and ultraviolet. It's full spectrum, the sensor, but they put in a filter when they make it, basically, to make your pictures look okay, that blocks those ones out. So, guys, if you're not aware, what we see, the visible light spectrum, what human eyes can see, all the different colours, that is the middle bit. And at the low end, you've got infrared. At the high end, you've got ultraviolet. They're colours that we just don't perceive. Some animals do. But particularly the infrared, they do say that the phenomena is very, very active in it. And if it's active only in infrared, then we are not going to see it there. So it is it's on our to-do list to basically send this camera off and get it full spectrum mode, take those filters off, so we'll be able to see absolutely anything and everything what is going on. We have got a cheap infrared sort of night vision camera sort of thing, which we can plug in, but it's quite zoomed in and it doesn't let in a lot of the light there. So it's interesting, but it can't, yeah, it's not really good enough for all of it there. It is very hot blue. Oh my God, it's hot in here. I'm like a rotisserie chicken. And crazy there, still have the clip I recorded that night there, but I don't know where to send it. So over on the tubes, we should have, if you click our bio, there should be an email address, one there. Or if you want to join our Discord, there, we've got a link in bio for that. there, and you join that. There's the media section or general would be cool in there, and at some point I do check the Discord when I get time, because I would love to see it there. Any things you guys catch and I miss here on stream. Where did we get to? Wayne as well. The heart is bloody killing me. Oh, sorry, the heat. My eyes tonight. It's the heat as well. It's blocking. It's making my eyes blurry, even with my contacts in. It's roll on winter, but then in the winter I say roll on summer. I never learn, but it is a bit too hot at the minute. Crazy as well. 28 degrees in the house. I think we're on about that in this room at the minute, if not more. It catches the heat up here. I've no idea. I can see you replying to Raf, but I missed whatever comment that was. But I'm not surprised. Whatever he said, I'm not surprised. There's some amazing infrared colour. It's amazing inverted colour infrared. There are some really good bits of kit out there. There really, really is out there at the minute. But sadly, budgets. Although it is something we are working on. We should have some updates very soon as well. Some improve our things. We're working on something that's quite interesting at the minute. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that will go ahead sooner rather than later. Harp is already packing its bags there. The night sky is beautifully clear. They've had it on all day. It's why it's warmer. Where are we? The movements have begun there, Scooby. You're very, very right. They have. The skies are absolutely alive. So do help us spot, guys. Put the grids in the chat. And if it's worth it there, the mods will, if it's a good observation, if it's doing something anomalous, the mods will do the interactive grid for it. But not Kate. She can't bother to charge the phone tonight there. 70 watching. Thank you, Raf. God, he keeps moving ahead on me now. Sorry, I'm trying to find my place in the chat. Hydration reminder. Oh, yes, in this heat, I will forget. This is where it came from. I always forget to drink because I'm talking so bloody much in this heat. I'm laying on my bed in my birthday suit. There's a window open, slowly cooking. Stick a fork in me, I'm done now. Missed my car. I didn't see it, Raf. I didn't see it. Where are we there? And British Knight there. How fast can these UFOs move? They seem to be able to ascend and descend from the sky in mere seconds faster than the eye can. And if they keep moving fast, doesn't that affect time around them? 100%. So technically, though, it might not be that they're moving. That's the workaround, because there's obviously a speed limit to the universe, light speed. The universe can't go faster than that. But if they are using warp drive, technically the universe is moving around them. But to us, it looks like they're moving. It's a technicality. But they can, infinitely move. I'm sure there is a limit to some degree, but infinitely fast there. But you're totally right. The faster they go, relativity comes into play there. So they're going quicker than for themselves, even quicker for themselves than they are for us down on the ground. Here just had something flare bright and fade away as well. Hugh, good spot in there. I missed that one, but we should I'll be able to catch it on the replay. I do actually skim through all the videos, make sure I haven't missed anything good. I've got 2 infrared cameras with big lights in front of them, and it's excellent for filming at night. There, we use a little an infrared adapted GoPro when we're on our location shoot. There, we've got the camera up to the sky, and we've got the version of this for the hosting, and that it's an infrared one. Using infrared light doesn't block our night vision outside. And it's very cool, and I think we always get incredibly high numbers for that because the infrared just looks so weird on the faces. People are like, "What the hell's going on?" Crazy. I noticed that the blue flash on the stream last night was very bright. Oh god, that was it, because we did have one, didn't we, that looked phenomenal. It wasn't technically like the slam dunk, but it did look weird, and it was a really big bright blue one. And British, so warp space around them rather than them moving through. That is the way to bend the rules there. But to do it, it doesn't break physics. Some actual scientists have looked into this. You can have warp drives. You can have wormholes and shit like that, but you need a hell of a lot of energy, and that's why we haven't done it. But if they're far more advanced and they have that energy, it is more than possible. Back over to the TikTok there. Let's have a look. Where did we get to? Was arguing about Alan there. Rich, how are you? Good to see you. Kate coming in with more gifts as well there. Freeman is in. Hello, fellow UFO hunters. Skywatchers, how are we doing? There's an interesting movement on the screen. Keep an eye on it. See if it does anything anomalous there. Loving the stickers there, Carl. And is that Dano as well there? Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from there? Kate coming in with the shares there. Reposted, saves life there. Streams. Amy, is it Pirate? There, thank you for the follow there. And Drewski, Sam, I hope you had a good day in the sun, out of the sun. I can't do the sun. I'm roasting already and I'm in the shade. Kate as well, but I hope you had a good time there coming in with the shares. And Drewski, so thank you for the the gifts there, Carl as well. All goes back into the stream, helping us improve on what we do. Is that Delroy as well, and Bravus as well? Thank you for the follows, guys. Where are you joining us from tonight? Do say hello, ask any questions. Maybe it's about what we're doing, why we're doing it, how we're doing it. Ask away. We're always interested to answer them. It's also a good chance to learn a bit there, because it's quite often that one of you guys will come in with a question that I don't know, and then again, one of you in the chat will. So yeah, opportunity for us all to learn that. And my opinion coming in with the roses. Thank you for that one. Loving the hashtags, Kate, as well, Drewski as well. And Kate coming in with the shares. Right, bouncing back over to the tubes. Where did we get to there on that chat, didn't we? I've never known a boring Skywatch there. I always leave here having questions. And that is the thing, the nature of the phenomena. All over that, the more information we get, the more bloody questions I have. And I do for once, I tell you, it's been for the longest time that I felt in the UFO world that we just keep adding features rather than going into the detail and understanding the ones that we already are aware of there. Oh, it's a new thing. Oh, and it's a new variation. And that was kind of bugging me for a bit there. But we does ever so slightly start to feel now that we are going into the detail, reinforcing our understandings about some of these elements here, fleshing it out a bit more on the way to that sort of scientific acceptance there, understanding the mechanics of it all there. And make sure to hit the like button. Thank you, Liberty, and we do appreciate it, guys. So that is how we meet you all. That is how, the platform to push it out there. You never know who's going to come in, what experience that they are with the phenomena that they're going to share. And even if nothing happens, the sky is awesome and clear and it's still a win. Oh, that is very, very true. It happens on occasion. We do have quiet nights, but the sky watches are always, I say always, they are very, very, very fruitful there. And Jay and Blue there. Hi, and Enoch, Alberta. I think you must be our first from Alberta. I love that as well. How are your skies? Am I right in thinking that Alberta is mostly quite rural? Again, a lot less light pollution. I bet you've seen some fantastic things there. Very much a welcome aboard. And what direction is your camera facing? So at the minute we are southeast, something like that. Ever so slightly southeast. Up. And thank you there, Raf, as well. It does all help us. And why do I get an increasing suspicion that we're being... what's that? Bald 2 there on multiple fakes. And charlatan, something is defo being built. So I totally agree there. The more information we get, the more crap, the more noise that there is going to be. So I definitely feel that it's just what is there. And again, I think ultimately though we are making progress through it, but it does mean there's not a lot of noise trying to find that signal. And Lee, yo, and I'm late and I'm gutted there. I couldn't get to the remote of the missus. A problem for most blokes there. I say, I haven't had the chance to control what we watch for TV for a year or so now, especially as now I'm doing this stream. I don't get a chance. I have not getting a look in there. How are you doing though? You got to make the missus watch this. You'll love it. Alright, let's bounce back over to the TikTok. Where did we get to? There it was. Bounce. Don't forget to keep tapping. Thank you, Leanne, as well. And I gave up trying to watch TV about 15 years ago. I mean, to be honest, I only watch YouTube now. That's the only thing I bother putting on. I do miss out on the occasional thing, but yeah, it's YouTube. Or maybe the Mrs. finds like a good series on Prime on Netflix. But yeah, most of the time, 90% of what I consume now is YouTube and podcasts and things like that. I should probably mix it up there. My phone is my TV. I have friends that don't have a TV, and like not even out of some sort of political sort of, we're better than you sort of thing. It's just they don't use it anymore. I'm like, that's really weird. And in fact, they were trying to sell their house the other day. And the questions they kept getting back of everybody that viewed the house was, we love the house, but where does the TV go? Just don't have one. I couldn't live without it. I would do that. I mean, I do get the TV for YouTube after the streams, very briefly before I go to bed. But then I'm normally doing the dishes or something. To be honest, they use it to look at from the Germans there. They had certain tech already, most likely from a crashed one, and it took 2,000 scientists from Germany as well, so they had a long time to figure it out. They're so crazy, you're not wrong there. Operation Paperclip, and they took a lot of, what they deemed as assets, didn't they? Mostly scientists and people like that. They went straight into the rocketry programs that we know of, and also the Manhattan project before that, but the later versions, the nuclear sciences. So if we're pretty confident that there is a reverse engineering program, I mean, that would have been true. And there's lots of interesting stuff from that period that the Germans may well have been up to. You know, the Bell was one of them, but even some more conventional aircraft that looked a little bit suspicious. So they definitely, you know, there definitely was some tech to take from there. Now, how far did they get is the next question. But, you know, there are even reports, aren't there, of... yeah, what's that one in Italy there that came up during the Grush phase there? But anyway, it was a 30s apparent UFO crash, and the Americans nabbed the wreckage after the war. So if the Germans had that for a while, how far did they get? Alan's serving coffee now, is he? He don't do nothing. I wouldn't trust the coffee from Alan. Off to your pod there, Xena. Well, hopefully it's nice and cool there. Ain't nothing good on TV anymore. There really, that is the problem now, XM, is that, and this is the thing, it's called broadcast for a reason, because it has to be broad. Like, radio, television, all those channels there, you know, because they were directed at everybody, they had to literally be broad in subject. They didn't want to go into details with things. They didn't want to offend or bore people, and because that's very subjective, they have to just do a little bit of nothing. And then when you really do, you know, get to the wonders of the internet, and you can find a scratch for every itch that you have, going back to Strictly Come Dancing isn't that interesting anymore. You know, we've been a bit spoiled for choice there, but the downside is that we do lose a lot of cultural convention there. You know, the fact that, you know, there's obvious downsides by the fact of only having a handful of TV channels there, the same news outlets, you know, oh, look how bright that one is. You know, the downside is that we miss out on a lot of information. It's easier to feed us crap, but the downside is that we all disagree now. God, where did that go? There it is. We don't all agree on things, which I think, you know, is the nature of the world, isn't it? Now, there are lots of different things going on, but yeah, it causes a bit of cultural friction, so there is a slight, you know, downside to it as well that we have to account for. Rebecca there, me and my kids, Byron, and is that Lars? My eyes are terrible tonight there. Lars there are enjoying the stream there. Well, hello, guys. Very, very welcome in. I'll try and keep the swearing down, but I'm also useless at that. I can't take the Essex out of me, but very welcome in there. Where in the world are you joining us from tonight? And Lee, all better on the big screen there, just in case they're... But this is the thing, I've seen a few of you guys post pictures of being on the big screen. My first reaction is, oh my god, I hate seeing my face large. But now we've got the new overlays. I just think the overlay looks so cool, especially from the horizontal. So, TikTokers, no, that's the wrong one, that's the website. No, it's one of these ones, guys. Is it this one? No, right, okay, let's give up on that one. It's one of my buttons. Which one is it? Oh, it's this one. There we go. Right, that's what it looks like on the horizontal there when it comes back into the video. Look, you get so much more on the screen, less me, more data that is being shown and displayed there. So the pro move is big TV on the YouTube there, and then you can chat on your phone or projector. I've seen that. That's pretty goddamn cool. But and now with the sensor dashboard that we've got on the site, if you guys want to log into that, you can project that on the wall and have live data for, you know, solar activity, magnetic field stuff, Schumann resonance, all this stuff that may well influence what we observe. Keep your eyes on the skies there, exactly. Hashtag contact. And crazy, they could stage a fake UAP attack without us knowing who it is. But some have said and spoke about that Project Bluebeam, and I hope they keep them from staging it. Fingers crossed there. I've heard of Project Bluebeam. It ties into the Nazi stuff there, because it was Werner von Braun apparently warned about this in his deathbed, and he was one of those Operation Paperclip Nazi scientists come over to head NASA during the Apollo era. Very conveniently forgot the past there. But yeah, on his deathbed he warned of this Project Bluebeam, which is the idea that the governments would work together to fake, you know, a false flag, basically, operation. They all bad UFOs in the sky, look, the aliens are invading, to kind of put in martial law and enforce a one world government and, you know, take away more of our rights. And you know what? If that was an option, 100% they'd do that. They've done similar things for prosaic means there, for other enemies, all the bloody time. So if that was an option for them, you know they would press that button and do it. Now, Bluebeam itself, I feel that that was something that's probably of its time there, you know, and I think it's timed out because they were spoken about a long time ago, so they would have changed all these things around. But yeah, I think it's very much of its time, but not to say they wouldn't do it at any point. Maybe they just didn't have the technology at the time to do it successfully, and maybe that's what they're waiting for. Like, if somebody come on TV tomorrow, if Trump come on TV and went, yep, there's aliens exactly as you expect, and they're bad and they're on the way to do us harm, I would be suspicious. No matter what they say, I'd be suspicious of it as well. There, where did we get to over on the TikTok chat there? My phone is my TV, exactly. Give me a phone, a laptop, and a tablet, and that's all I need. Honestly, 90% of the time, I'm with it there. Buck Rogers there, look into remote viewing. I've looked a bit into it, and it is very, very interesting there, isn't it? I mean, there does seem to be statistical significance to the results of those things. Oh, that was a shooting star. That's a nice one. A little bit of a treat there, honestly. And this consciousness angle there, I mean, it does point to, doesn't it, that our reality, how the universe works, whatever objective reality is a little bit stranger than the sort of mechanistic understanding that we have. Definitely the general relativistic understanding that we tend to operate with. There is some shenanigans afoot there. The world's a little bit stranger, and these things may well be possible there. And Freeman, where is the wife there? Does he do the dishes? I do the dishes. That's my job. She does the dinner, I do the dishes. Jack as well there, thank you for the gifts. And is that X as well? Thank you there, matey. As well, and remote viewing is my speciality there. Actually, that's a good point there. Again, a few of you guys in our chat actually have some direct experiences with a lot of this sort of stuff there. It's an area, not remote viewing, I'm thinking of the C5 stuff actually, both of the stuff that we want to play with. They're coming in with the hashtags, okay? What did you miss? You missed the invasion there, X. You missed it all. And Digital as well there. What do you think of Free Eye Atlas? So I think it was a very interesting object. I don't fully know, so I'm not saying 100%, but for me, it didn't do anything anomalous enough to confirm either way. Like, there were very good arguments that it was an organic interstellar object, and there were some very interesting things that could have argued otherwise. So for me, without clear evidence, I'm going to probably just was a fancy interstellar comet or something along those lines. But it's not a very hard-held belief there, you know. It was very, very strange. I think the mainstream has always wrote it off. And what I do believe fully is that we're just going to not have any more answers. So it's gone now, far away from our thing, and we're not going to learn the lessons there. You know, the mainstream will just keep saying one thing, and we all will keep saying the other. I was more interested in Oumuamua there, the first interstellar object. There was a lot that was strange about that, but really strange. You know, with Free Eye Atlas, again, there was stuff that it did that pointed to it being organic there, and there was stuff that in any way, shape or form. So I find that quite interesting there for that one. I'm looking directly at the screen and I still missed it. I've given up. Now, I try to keep one eye on it, but I will miss it there. And Anfield as well there. I'm watching Apollo 13 whilst listening to you. Now, that is cool. It's a very good film. I've got a special edition DVD of the Apollo 11 stuff, obviously the real flight. You know, I need to watch that. I'm well interested in those sorts of things. And where are we there? And Drewski, I was washing my plate and missed the shooting star. Oh, no. Well, I don't think I clipped that one. Though I'm sure if there's one, there probably will be more. It means we're going for a busier patch of sky tonight there. And don't forget to check the Reddit and the Discord. 100% there. I keep forgetting with those. But links in bio for those. And yeah, the Discord in particular has the personal experiences section there, which is my favourite. And you guys are sharing your first-hand accounts of the phenomena with images and videos too. So you're all welcome to join us over there as well to read through those or to add your own there. DJ is in. How are you doing? It's definitely a heat wave. I'm glad I'm not going into the office tomorrow. So if you're just joining us, guys, we are doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch tonight, and we're coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of crop circle country here in the UK, and just down the road from Stonehenge. So a long history of the weird and wonderful in these skies. Keep your eyes on them. Let us know what you spot. If drop the grid in there, and if it's good, the mods will use the interactive grid there, and we can zoom in on the really interesting stuff. We're going to see a lot of man-made satellites out there. There's a hell of a lot for flying around, so we need to observe these moving objects, and we need to see if they do anything strange. Something like stop dead, short foot speed, change their course, their trajectory, anything like that will tell us for sure that it is in fact something a little bit stranger, because man-made satellites just cannot do those sorts of things. So do keep your eyes on the screen there. Good spotting there, Digital A4. Yep, there's lots of activity there. And Soft Brain as well, thank you for the follow. Oh, better on the big screen, just in case they arrived. Very much so. They could... No, I did that one, didn't I? And B1 flash. Oh, damn it, I missed the flash. Now, flashing can be satellites, but it also can be very, very interesting there. If we see a flash from the same part of the sky multiple times, that is very anomalous. Everything up there should be in motion, should be moving. It takes a hell of a lot of energy up there to stay still. We don't have the tech to really do it. Only the geostationary satellites, which actually aren't where we're pointing the camera tonight. So they can be pretty interesting. And Syntax, it's possible Bob Lazar was gaslit by his employer. It is very possible, and he says that himself, doesn't he? You know, he does not know what was true or what wasn't there, but I think he says, look, I did see, I observed the craft moving in those strange ways, which we just don't have the technology for. So he does believe that, you know, the good chunk of it was real, but he does say he doesn't know the specifics, you know, what bits, especially in the details that he was briefed on, you know, which bits there were told to him, you know, just so they could track any data that was released. There, Soft Brain, thank you for the roses, that was very kind of you, and it all goes back into the stream, help us improve what we do. But this is one of the things that we do have to consider there. Most of the aliens are in government there, weird looking. Robert, they very much, I think we can all agree on that one. And have you checked anything about the missing scientists? I've skimmed it, I've seen a few interesting reports. My gut tells me it's probably not going to be all of them, but there's something strange going on. And the timing as well of all of this, you know, just as all this disclosure is sort of happening, for the people that you would go to for that information, who would subpoena to be in front of Congress, are the ones that disappear. So it's very sad. But I second it as well. I think, yeah, there is something very sus there. Probably not going to be all of them, but there is something in amongst that. And Amy Eskridge and her work and podcast, she speaks about things for 3 hours. So I haven't actually gone, you know what, I didn't even know she had a podcast. I knew she commentated on things, but I better check that one out. That could be quite interesting. But I think she was the one that basically said, look, Bob Lazar was right, but he's got it backwards. He had it around the wrong way. It wasn't element 115 that made the gravitational effects. That wasn't its power source. It was reversed. The element 115 was the byproduct, was the waste product from how it was made. I think I heard that one. Which, yeah, interesting. Sometimes it's like, you know, you turn the food pyramid on its head. Just before dawn, Arcturus winks suddenly. Arcturus, we normally have Arcturus in the sky. I think it's a bit high now, but Vega should be up for us pretty soon. But still, the pole star leers down from the same place. Very poetic. And friend, there's also the Black Knight satellite that wasn't there before any of our satellites. Before any of our satellites. So the Black Knight is very interesting here, and it comes up when we do our alien radio signal hunts. So guys, I'm going to do this build now. If you are joining us, we do this every night. So give us a follow, a sub, whatever it is, wherever you are, because you know, lots of clear skies ahead. We're going to be doing these Skywatches every night, so you get those notifications when we go live. But on cloudy nights, we do an alien radio signal hunt, and we search the hydrogen line, which is the channel on the dial where we theorize, or scientists theorize, that if ET's out there, that's where they put the message hello. It's where the wow signal was heard, and all sorts of other strange ones. But there are some strange anomalies that comes up when we're doing those streams. The idea that an alien species would put a probe in our atmosphere to monitor us, we were thinking about doing it. We don't have we don't have the technology yet, but we've definitely theorized where we would do it, how we would do it, and we do think as well that we may have seen evidence for this. So some people talk about images of the Black Knight. Again, they're all contested, but for a fact, there is a hell of a lot of stuff that we track in Earth's orbit. We don't know what it is, and we don't know where it's come from. Some of it acts a little bit strangely, and there are also certain radio anomalies that imply there could very well be some sort of probe out there sending our messages back. They're called long delay echoes. It's this weird phenomena in radio. They don't know what causes it, but it does act a lot like what we would expect an alien probe to look like, you know, basically saying hello. And Earth has been screaming biological life for the last 2 billion years. So if a civilization has had the technology level that we've got now, any time over the last 2 billion years, they would have seen that we've got life and maybe have decided to put a probe there to monitor us. So I think there could be a lot to the Black Knight, even if it's not the specific Black Knight. But as a concept of an alien probe in orbit, there is so much room for that. So much room. Have you given a like there? Exactly, Mayor. Thank you for that. Is the likes and shares, guys. That does help us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves. And the more eyes and minds on the phenomena, so the more we can all piece this puzzle together. And JM there. I went to Stonehenge in 1989 there. High school trip to England. That's a pretty cool high school trip going all that way there, and it was something I'll never forget. So I take it a bit for granted, but I mean, look, Stonehenge is a really, really phenomenal monument there, but it's not the only one. It's the only one that's kind of got the stacking, but there are so many that don't have that bridge. They're just freestanding stuff, and they're massive. And like literally, when we moved here to the country, just down the road from Stonehenge, I got an ordnance survey map out to look for the local footpaths there that I could just walk through the fields and kind of get in touch with nature. My ideas at the time there to relax. And I was looking around and going on this map, going, Henge, Burial Mound, Kern, Henge. There's just so much of it going on. This little town that we're in now, the henges haven't survived, but the stones from them are just in people's like houses. Like, you know, they robbed it, you know, 300 years ago, and used it as a half for the fireplace, or it's in their garden wall or a church foundation. You know, like, it was just absolutely everywhere. They were moving those big old stones there, and some of those stars are actually galaxies, which took me a while to get my syntax. I know. So most of the ones we're seeing now, most of these ones, because of the light levels, are stars, but you're right, not all of them are. And when a little bit later on in the year, when Vega comes around to this patch of sky where we are about now, means that we can pan around to the left and we will see Andromeda, which is a whole other galaxy. So most of what we're going to be seeing right now, guys, all these little dots here, like this one for example, let's zoom in on it here. These are stars like our sun, bigger, some brighter, some duller, some smaller, you know, different temperatures, but big fusion reactions with their own planets orbiting around them there, which is crazy to think that actually, like, around any of these stars right now, maybe life that's looking back to that faint dot, which is our star, going, I wonder if there's life around that. It's crazy. But yeah, they're all other stars, but there are whole other galaxies, like our Milky Way, that has billions of stars within it, which we're looking at now. There are all these other galaxies out there as well, and we can actually get to see the closest one to us, which is Andromeda. We can actually kind of see it a bit later on when we can kind of get that part of the sky in shot, and it looks exactly like one of these other stars, but smudged. Imagine this little dot here. We go. That's what it looks like. And again, it's not a star with a couple of planets around it. It's got billions of stars within that little dot. And those have all got planets and moons. Like, there are just so many opportunities for life. And now we have started looking. We've just about got the technology to start to analyze some of the atmospheres on those planets around those other stars. And what we're seeing is pointing to the fact that there looks to be gas in those planets, as far as we know, can only be made by life. It's looking like they're all hosting life, even with their own solar system. Now we're looking properly. It's looking like life could be absolutely damn everywhere. We haven't quite got the technology level to like fully confirm it, but the word is that in those spheres, in the astrobiology spheres there, that they're getting so many detections of these gases, they're like, yeah, it's just everywhere. And we've got a few telescopes coming online which should just be able to push that over the line and confirm it. And where are we? Well, something with a chap who was speaking of Area 54. Well, there is an Area 54. This is all of the training areas, what base it is out there that Area 51's a part of. It's just divided up into grids, and it just so happened that Area 51 was the grid that was 51, you know, and there's a 52, there's a 50, and all of that there. Now what's going on in them? And that was where they used to test a lot of the nuclear bombs there as well. Not, you know, literally just over the mountain from Area 51 and S4 and that, you look on Google Earth, all the big craters from all the nuclear and the bomb tests. It's a fascinating little place there. Living Light there, do you think the series Outlands showed us how stone circles like Stonehenge work? I don't think I've seen that one. I'm thinking, I don't think I've seen it. I might have seen a trailer. Is that the one where they it was like a teleportation sort of thing, like a transport system? Ultimately, like, if you want to track, you know, crop move, you know, weather and things like that, you know, the position of the moon there, so that your seasons for planting crops, you don't need big fucking stones. You know, like, we put in the effort to what we think we can get out of it. So for me, the mainstream explanation, it doesn't fully answer it for me. So I'm definitely open to other things there. And as soon as Area 51, they made another, and some group have found Area 52, and that the door was a stone-looking door where they could enter. But that was the last episode they made. They were told to stop. I'm not surprised there. But yeah, there's likely to be other facilities there. We can look to just how bureaucracy works with other sort of things. I mean, we can look to what's been released about how we treated chemical, biological weapons, how we developed the nuclear weapons in the first place. How was that done? It was divided up across multiple locations, all handling different sorts of parts of the problem. It would make sense that the UFO phenomena was handled across multiple facilities as well. And Star Wars 2 might have already shown us a piece of Earth's history there, don't you think? I do think that they do use fiction to explain these things. I also think that we use story and narrative to transfer information over time. You know, you can write it down, but obviously that decays. But story is easy to transfer. It's not as precise. So I'm open to there being something along those lines. I definitely think our history is a lot stranger than we think. That linear, boring development that they teach us in schools is definitely like less than single-digit % correct. You know, it's a great starting point, but come on, lads, there is a lot more going on that I think it is much, much stranger there. But they now think that the Dugway out in Utah is the latest. That's a good point. I've heard that one, Ralph. You're not wrong there. Yeah, Dugway. They think that it's that one they joke calling Area 52 as well. 79 watching and 44 likes. Oh, you slackers, you guys, you slackers. But thank you guys for that. We do appreciate it. So it all helps us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves there. The more eyes and minds on the phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together. Oh, Raph, I finished up Danny Dyer, the Danny Dyer on UFOs one. I did that today, actually. I remembered. And was you very keen for me to watch it? Because were you comparing me to that other Skywatcher chap with his cameras there? Because I felt a sort of like, ah, shit, is that me? Am I that weirdo? Yes. And crazy, the new movie from Spielberg that is coming out says fiction, but also is based on true events. There's something like that, if I'm correct. I think there's a possibility. We don't know for sure, because the other part of this is that artists as well, and that is film, TV, music, they pick up on things, and a lot of time it's subconscious. They're not aware of this. They pick up on the general culture, what's kind of floating around in the zeitgeist, and then they can, good artists will put the next step in place. They'll draw upon them. So there is a world where Spielberg's gone, this is what the disclosure discussion is looking like, you know, in our circles. Maybe we'll make a film based on that. But the flip of it is that you look back to his other work, he's been very interested in the alien stuff. You know, there is an argument. It turned out to be right about a lot of certain things, certain details and things there. So maybe they do use him to seed that information to us there, without outright saying, look, there's aliens, they do this. Tell us it in fiction, so we know it, but we don't also get a bit worried by it. But for any reason, if there has to be a catastrophic disclosure, if the mothership appears over us tomorrow night, over the White House, rather than us all going, what's going on, they can go, just like the film, and you go, oh, right, okay, I know what we're dealing with now. You know, the question is it Sigourney Weaver aliens, or is it Reese's Pieces ET aliens? You know, we can easily be told in like the matter of seconds, so we don't have to explain all the details where they come from, their biology. You've already done that work, so there's a useful mechanism for it. Where are we? The Black Knight satellite is a popular conspiracy theory that claims an ancient alien spacecraft of extraterrestrial origin has been orbiting the Earth for up to 13,000 years, and scientists and astronomers, I think it's possible, and I actually lean toward definitely a probe. Oh, there was a flash there. See if that happens again. Actually, let's look at that orange one. Can I catch it in time before it goes behind the tree? Tree butt.
Zoom mode activated.
Again, orange is interesting because this could be... Oh, that's a bit too zoomed in. Oh, sorry, guys. Could be a sign of warp drive in action there. The ionization of the plasma that surrounds the craft appears like a glowing orange to us there, so can be of interest. It's a really strong orange. But, yeah, I have a feeling that that's where they got the funding for the space shuttle. That's what it was meant to do. It's why it had the crane and the arm to do all that sort of work, was to go up to orbit, have a little bit of inspection, potentially bring some of these probes back down there as well. Fun will drop off with tap in there, but that's a sacrifice that we're willing to make. And if UFO appear unidentifiable there, how will the world change there? Oh, undeniably, sorry. If UFOs appear undeniably, how will the world change? That is the million-dollar question, isn't it, there? It depends on what version it is. If they come out and say, look, there's been UFOs here all along, there are these lights in the sky, but, you know, it's the same. If they've been here for thousands of years... it's no different. Life is no different, and really, in practicality, our daily life isn't any change. So it'll be initial shock, but then people will just kind of fold back into it. If it's a case of, like, there's alien life here, lads, they made us, and they're going to end the experiment, that's a very different version of it. So I think it depends on the specifics of it. And how you doing, Denise, there? Greetings from Wales, then. Hope you're all okay with this hot weather, but enjoy it, it won't last. I tried to tell myself that one, but I'm just miserably hot. We've got to make the most. You are right. I will complain there. And syntax, when Andromeda collides with the Milky Way, there is so much space between everything there, nothing will actually collide. And it's the gravity amongst the other things that will mix everything. You're quite right about that. The actual chart, it's kind of like atoms, isn't it, there? That there's so much space in an atom. You know, we're not actually solid objects. It's just kind of illusion. So yeah, when something like those two galaxies collide, there's going to be a lot of space, but it's that gravitational interaction that's going to be the killer, that's going to whip everything out of shape. But they do think, actually, that basically our sun is a bit weird. It's made up of a lot of heavier, complex elements there, which would have to be, as far as we understand it, or more inner galaxy sort of things. They're the older stars that have gone supernova, create those heavier elements, and then the new stars form like ours with those ones. But you've got to be in the older part. But we're in the outer arms, we're in the suburbs, we're in the new bit. So they go, well, that doesn't make sense. And there's kind of a line that stars don't cross the inner and the outer for some reason. But they think when they're looking at it that maybe there's a sort of a remnant galaxy. They think a long time ago that I think it's a Sagittarius galaxy probably crashed into the Milky Way and we merged. But in that chaos, there was this weird event that provided more materials for stars to form, and our star being one of them. And this is part of the thing that they checked, and they found 6,000 or over 6,000 similar stars. So probably our sun's siblings. That's quite a lot of stars to form at the same time in the stellar nursery, they call it, the gas of cloud that they all form. It's normally a lot less than that, but 6,000 at once. So a lot of materials, and probably in that chaos as well. That's what launched us to the out of the arms there. So that points to the fact that maybe we are a bit special here. Well, special within 6,000. You know, we have this rarer sun that we obviously know can host life, whereas not all other stars may be able to. They might be a bit too volatile, might not be releasing the right light for energy to be transferred, you know, photosynthesis and stuff. But maybe something like that could happen again with the Andromeda collision. Luckily, it's going to be a while away there, so we don't have to adapt our plans. No, the effing alien under the guy's window. Oh my god, yeah, they paid 50 grand to show the footage. That I know, Raph. Now, he turned out to be a nonce, apparently, that guy. That was one of the first things we do, literally this time last year when I was trying to figure out what we can do before we could stream, because we couldn't go live. So we was doing a sort of a podcasty chat, and that was one guy that came up there. What was his name? Steve Rowan? Steve something or other, yeah. I mean, the alien actual footage looked quite good, but apparently, yeah, it's gone off sideways. I don't want that in my window. I don't want to see the alien there. And art imitates life, and vice versa. It really, really does there, JM. It's hard to know sometimes which way around. Free energy for all would be great. So living light, that is what kind of calms us down. That is what equalizes the playing field as all energy. You know, it's kind of like money. You just turn it into anything you want there. That is the core ingredient there, which will stop a lot of wars. But it is also, this is the thing, it is also the reverse of that. Energy also go boom. So we have to be, as a society, in the right place to handle that. Because if we can cause that much damage that efficiently, you know, think about the power of that weapon there. And C as well, thank you for the gifts there. Lorenzo as well over on the TikToks. C there. Soft Brain as well. Thank you guys for the gifts. Appreciate that. All goes back into stream. Same as Super Chats, members, Patreons, all that jazz there. Help us improve what we do. I will be back over to you TikTokers in a bit. I'm just finishing up with the tubers. Where did we get to here? I'm across 2 chats tonight. Spielberg, his first movies were based on Project Blue Book. There, some of them, but I did not realise that his repertoire, there is a theme running through it there. I could totally see they use him to seed that information. And XM there as well. Well, do I remember the night of the Great Aurora, when over the swamp played the shocking constellations of the demon light. It's poetry in the room. Would have to have had the great living. What's that? Would have had that living if Tesla got his way. Well, yeah. Oh, the free energy. Quite possibly, it seemed to be down the road. But again, you know, there is thing. It's kind of like if we had nuclear technology in the medieval times, when everything was more feudal, we were more divided. We were always having, like, you know, quite savage wars with each other. Look, we have wars now, but they're much more contained. Most of us kind of get on with our day in a very privileged sense without having to struggle. It's only a few areas that have the conflict. But imagine those feudal times when, you know, even within countries that we have now, you know, different counties were arguing and going to war with each other. Imagine if they had nukes, they'd be lobbing them left, right and centre. So there is this kind of play-off between the technology helps us advance and equalises and calms down, but then also, because we're calmer, or we're less likely to have an argument to then kill each other with it there. But I think if somebody just dumped a technology that's 10x from where we are, that's the dangerous zone there. You know, I feel like we have to earn it. We have to figure it out. We have to get ourselves there on a step-by-step basis. Where are we there? Slumber Watcher till the Spheres 6. What is that from? It's nice. Where are we down there? There could be a whole network of exolife, and we are being excluded from it on purpose. That is one that I've heard, sort of prison planet ones. I've also heard kind of the flip of that, although it's the same thing for us, that, you know, we're sort of protected in sort of a, you know, an environmental protection zone sort of thing, you know, making sure nobody interferes with us there. Probably looks very similar to us down the ground either way. And blue as well, that Nikola Tesla signals in 1899. Tesla recorded repetitive radio signals during his experiments in Colorado Springs, while he speculated they might be communications from Mars. Scientists now attribute them. Where did it get down there? Oh, I can't see the rest of it. But yes, no, there was a number of signals. Marconi as well reported them at the time. There's not a lot of information around them, and it was the early days of radio. So we don't quite know what it was, but we still get a lot of anomalous signals. There is still a lot of anomalies out there in radio. And where are we there? Bernard, is it Bert? Yeah, there. How are you doing there? Evening again there. I always seem to catch you 60 minutes in there. Hope you're doing great there. And you too. Good to see you. And hey, whenever you join us, it's all good. Only when that we found is, shall we, oh my god, my eyes tonight, struggling with this text. Didn't Tesla meet the same fate as these modern scientists? He was definitely old. He was definitely in his like 80s there, you know, and he was a bit of a social recluse and stuff. So like, you know, kind of, I don't feel like they offed him. They had plenty of time that he was up to shenanigans, and they didn't there. But his stuff, his documents were immediately taken over. And was it George Bush family, or was it Trump's uncle was the one that was in charge of taking the documents? So any secrets were taken by the government there. Crazy. Trump has said to release new tech related to a Tesla. Well, that would be interesting if that comes out part of the deep dive. I mean, again, it's his family who everyone's staying cool and hydrated exactly, and he'll take credit. Of course he bloody will. Of course he will. Maybe I'm not sure exactly. It's not said much about it. Well, if it happens, it's going to be interesting. You know, what a time to be around there. I'll zoom into A2 and the red dot. So A2 for you. Oh, actually, no, that isn't. Or is it? Yeah, that one, guys, that one sadly is a dead pixel. So if I rotate the camera, that will stay in the same place. I hope you're all keeping tabs. I'm keeping a lookout, but keep up, Roy. That is a very good eye you've got there. So keep your spotting. So I'd love to watch you do a TED talk or something. Remember the kids' energy. Go boom. Exactly. That's it. That a bit of swearing and some other inappropriate language. Welcome to my TED talk. Fuck off. The Pole Star Evil. Where are you getting this poetry from? I mean, I like it, XM. Spielberg was in contact with Alan Hynek, and Alan Hynek was Project Blue Book. There he was. And I mean, maybe these things are casual, but I mean, it's interesting. What was the one with, I think it was, Hynek was photographed, wasn't he, on the set of 2001, A Space Odyssey there, Kubrick's film. And I thought that's a very interesting connection there. If it were hotspots, maybe I'm there. It's everywhere's a hotspot at the minute. Never-ending learning here, Matt. You're not wrong. But this is there is always going to be something new to learn. The chances that our human brains are ever going to get to the end of learning about how our wonderful universe works and all that is very, very slim. And the Black Knight is a series of photographs taken in 1998, is that? There during the Space Shuttle Endeavour's STS-88 mission there to the International Space Station. A conspiracy theorists claim that the photos show a massive... Well, I can't see the rest of that, but there's a massive shape, isn't it? And they've said for those ones, isn't it, that, it was a blanket that they lost during it, and it just kind of looks a bit odd, which, look, to me, that is plausible. But there are lots of reports of generally strange things in orbit. I mean, we know for a fact that there are loads of things flying around in Earth's orbit that we don't know what they are or where they come from. Now, a lot of that's going to be debris, junk, but there is room. We do not know everything that is up there. And so we get those radio anomalies as well, which points to maybe there's something communicating. I find it very, very plausible there. It was Trump and Tesla. It was his uncle or something, wasn't it, that took it? Nevada, Greenland, I'm not sure which are the hot spots there. I mean, I think, well, Nevada's probably going to be because of the military connection, isn't it? Again, testing for all of that stuff. Greenland could be as well there. Going for a save. No worries there, Maya. Right, I'm going to bounce back over to the TikTok. Let's see what we got to in the chat. If you're joining us tonight, guys, we're doing a live UFO, a UAP Skywatch, and we're coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of Crop Circle country, just down the road from Stonehenge. So a long history of the weird and wonderful in these skies. So do tell us what you spot there. Tell us where you're joining us from there and ask any questions. I've got to really scroll up on the TikTok to see where I left off with you guys, but I will get to your questions. It just takes me a while. there. But yeah, say hello and make sure you're following or subscribed, whatever it is, wherever you are, because we do this pretty much every night. So clear skies, it's the UFO UAP Skywatch. Cloudy nights, we do the alien radio signal hunt there, and we search what's called the hydrogen line, listening out for ET saying hello. That's where scientists think they are most likely to put that message, the channel on the dial. I think I found out where I am there. Oh, that was it, yeah. Soft brain and digital, always good spot in there. And hardware parallel UFO scene. Keep up the spotting. What we need for it to be conclusive is we need to see that anomalous movement. We need to see it stop dead, shoot off at speed, change its course or trajectory. Something like that will tell us for sure that it is in fact not one of the many man-made satellites up there or space junk. They have to follow certain rules, but the UFOs act a little bit stranger. So if we're seeing something like that, we know for sure it is interesting there. Coloration, flashing can be of interest, but it's definitely not as much of a slam dunk there. So you've got to keep your eye on it, follow that movement across the screen there. Hope everyone's bank holiday in the UK. It was a lovely one. It was all right, X. I hope you had a good time there. Sam, did you watch the UFO event I shared from London? Probably not. I have not done anything this weekend other than work. So I'll have to have a look at that one. And Treebert, half the Luminate, you spotted, God, that was ages ago. I'm well behind in the chat, TikTok. Sorry, guys. Techno Viking, thank you for the gifts there. And C as well, Lorenzo. I said, appreciate that. Gifts, subs, members, patrons, super chats. All that jazz does go back into the stream. No down the pub for me. And Peter, what equipment are you using? So it's a Sony A7 camera out there. The trick is the lens, but that's basically it. We've got a little pan and tilt mode. In fact, let's point the camera a slightly different direction. Hold on your hats. Oh, we can do this with. Now, that bright one in there, that is Vega. Look how purple that is. It's good to get Vega back into shot. That is our mascot for the stream over the summer months there. And a bit of a moss has fallen on the lens. Now, oh, it looks like moss, doesn't it there, Mr. Pan? That's not a bad one. And that is the tree at my garden. So we've got it down quite low in the sky at the minute. But good. So it does look like moss. And digital as well. I've seen many UFOs since young, and most in detail was a cigar shape flashing lights on each end. Now that is pretty cool there. Whereabouts in the world was that one digital? Because we see a lot of moving anomalous lights, but having that shape, we have one account where we've seen the shape, and it was that triangular craft one. But other than that, it's just the lights. I'd love to, with my own eyes outside, see like the actual shape of the craft like that. Beer Buster is in. How are you doing? Kate coming in with the shares. I do appreciate that, guys. It's the likes, the shares, the tapping away, even asking you questions. That does help us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. And you never know who's going to come in and what story of the phenomena that they are going to share. And Ian there, evening, or just finished work. Hopefully it was on a bank holiday, Ian. That's rough. Hopefully you're getting time in lieu for that one, or at least double pay. And DJ there, something is moving. Keep up the good spotting in the grids there. So I'll zoom in on the interesting ones, like the ones that are kind of anomalous, but keep it up there because, again, if you've spotted it there, drop it in the chat. Somebody that is up to date in the chat will be able to keep up and read those in real time. They'll appreciate the heads up. And the interesting ones there, the mods can illuminate the grid and we can zoom in on those. And the stones came from Wows, didn't it? So part of them did, Mr. Payne, for Stonehenge. Yeah, it's the blue stones. It's actually the smaller ones came from Wows. Most of the bigger ones came from semi-close by, like within like 20 miles sort of thing. Yeah, but the others came from one single stone that's in the middle, the altar stone they call it, came all the way from the Shetland Islands, sort of that sort of north-arse end of Scotland there. So, I mean, that's a bit of a lug, isn't it, there? There is definitely life out there. Digital, I think that's not only correct, but logical. I can't get over why scientists think that they're being cautious and sensible by saying, we don't know if there's life out there. I mean, they have updated that now, and they do think that life itself is absolutely abundant, but they won't say complex, and they won't say species or civilization yet. But we are starting to get the evidence that life, in at the very least a simple sense, is absolutely bloody everywhere. And I just think it's logical. Why would it be any different than our place? Unless we have a clue, or a series of clues that point to Earth and our solar system being special, then why would we assume that it is there? And a waste of space for just us. It really would be. You know, we can look to nature. How does nature act? Look at our Earth. There is a species, an organism, something for every niche, every environment there. Why would the universe be any different there? User68 there, how are you doing? And average as well there. B4, keep up the good spot. I'm so far behind there. That is a tree in B4. There, and Lorenzo coming in with a follow. Thank you for the gift as well there. Where are you joining us from? Again, if you're new, guys, do say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. It'll take me a minute to get you in the chat. But yeah, ask any questions. There's no silly questions at all, so do ask away. Other people will be curious as well. But yeah, do give us a follow or a sub, whatever it is, wherever you are, because we're doing this every night this week, especially because it's a clear run of clear skies there. But yeah, something every night UFO related. UFO Skywatch that we're doing tonight. on clear skies, or when it's rainy or cloudy there, we do an alien radio signal hunt. We search on the hydrogen line, the channel on the radio dial, where scientists theorize that if ET's out there, that's where they'd put the message there. Oh, UFO spotted crossing the grid. Keep it up there. Keep up. We need that anomalous movement there for us to zoom in on it, but still keep up the spotting there, because even if it's just got in a straight line at a consistent speed whilst you've been watching it, it doesn't mean that it's not gonna. You've got to follow it whilst it is on screen there, because at any second, if it stops dead, changes course or trajectory, that is the slam dunk that it is something. In fact, a little bit stranger there. We are asking quite a lot there. Most of the time, ET is going to look exactly like one of those satellites, the UFOs, reflecting that sunlight back just like a man-made satellite, going in a straight line like a man-made satellite. We're really asking for that rare occasion where ET realizes he's left his keys at home and does an interstellar handbrake turn right over the camera. Mr. Strange, has there been a boost in UFO sightings there? Just seen something very strange. I've seen a light. Oh, interesting. Tell us more about this light. So it feels like there has. Well, there's definitely lots more reports. And I would hazard a guess that it's now because we can. Like we are here tonight, we're all connected via technology, able to share the experiences that we're having here and the sightings, which just wasn't possible before. And what I've discovered here, the most impressive thing, well, the thing I should say that's changed my opinion the most is just how many of you guys have had experiences over the years and the range of them. So I think that they've been going on probably to a similar degree. It's just we've not been able to share. That information hasn't spread as you'd expect it would there, because of stigma, because of self-stigma, keeping quiet on these things. So I don't know how much the phenomenon has necessarily increased. It may have, but we have to remember that there is an observation bias, that everybody is now connected like they've never been before. We've got these platforms that aid in that. We've all got devices. So there would be a little bit of an observation bias at play. 3x8. And Drewski there, people have to find out slowly, otherwise they'll go crazy. That is correct there, Drewski. So if you think of it, and this is physics as well, if you get an elastic band and you pull it as far as you can, you're putting in a lot of energy into that, right? And then if you let it go, bang, it goes quickly back, and that energy releases, and it hurts your other hand holding it, doesn't it there? But you can do it, put the same amount of energy, but then you slowly release it, and it dissipates, and it's a soft. And that is the same principle here for disclosure. If it's a nasty jolt, oh, that's a nice blue one, isn't it, on the screen? Then it's going to cause pain, just like that. It's physics. It's the same principle. If they can slowly release, as they seem to be doing, then we have a chance at minimizing that friction. I think there'll always be some there. And DP CO there, saw 3 orbit types last night with my boyfriend. One was bright as a star and moved eerily, then phased out. Oh, so that movement is what's going to give it away. There's something being very, very interesting. Whereabouts in the world was that there, DP? And Richard as well there, thank you for the follow. Drewski, all questions answered in a sensible and knowledgeable way. Not in this chat, no, I'm joking. But guys, yeah, do ask your questions, as Drewski says there, sorry. We want to hear them. There's no silly questions at all. And again, it's a good opportunity for us all to learn. If you're curious about something, there will be other people in the chat that are too shy to ask. They'll be grateful that you have. And you're here and you're everywhere, as always, in your glasses with a fake nose. And you like that TED talk. Maybe we'll do it. We'll do an Alan talk. UFO spotted, keep up the good work, their hardware. We'll start zooming in again once I've caught up with the chat. I'm not ignoring people. I'm monitoring 6 streams. You're in the control room there of all the cameras around. Good evening there, Ben. How are you doing? Oh, and Ben, thank you for feeding Alan. I missed those.
Nom, nom, nom.
Thank you for those. All gifts, subs, patrons, members, all that jazz does go back into the stream. We got to there, didn't we? Scroll down. Vega. The good use of the Vega sticker. They don't have that one on the tubes yet. I need to start adding it. So members, if you've got the green name, if you've been gifted a membership and that, you get to use our cool emojis. Not only that, but join us for our deep dives. What's just above Vega is, yeah, good point. What was just above Vega so far? Vega does look pretty. Honestly, when that is bang in the middle as well, like, everybody's like, what's that star? What's that purple one? What's that purple? And rightly so. It is so big, so bright, and so purple. And I think this is the first time we're getting to start to see it in its full glory there. It is very pretty. We'll zoom in on it in a minute there. Thomas said, do you think that the Kalahari Desert crash UFO was real? Which, you know what, that one isn't ringing a bell. It might, is there a different name it goes by? there are some very interesting ones. I am suspicious of all of the ones because there are so many crash reports. You know, you're thinking, Jesus Christ, what is going on here, lads? That's a lot of crashes, guys. So I'm not sure about all of them, but the problem is the ones that I look at, I do believe they do point in that direction, an arc there. My experiences with the green light, that shot across the sky, I remember that. You mentioned that one. And Gaz, how you doing? Just had the kids in the garden there. They loved it, and we saw about 5, and they are hooked. I wish I never had that as a kid. A lot of my friends, you know, they had those experiences as a child, you know, with their parents, you know, been to look up, see the stars, see the satellites, all that stuff moving around. I never had it, and therefore I was pretty late to the party with this. So this is what we're doing. We're making up for it now, so I'm sure that's going to be a wonderful memory for them. And Alan Talk would be like you with the straws and the turtles and capitalism. Yes. When I get off on my rants there, I'm obviously not that sleep deprived because I haven't gone off on that rant for a while. And still there, how are you doing? Thank you for the follow there. Possibly Alien, yeah, good one. And I watch you on the YouTube now there, much better. Gaz, definitely join us over for that one. Which button is? I keep forgetting I've changed my buttons now. This one. This is what the YouTube looks like, guys. If you are on TikTok, just go have a look there because you see more of the sky, less of my face, more data analysis, and it's up the right way. And it's also a little bit more consistent there. So it's definitely worth checking us out there over on the tubes. Less comment filtering as well, so definitely join us over there as well. There, the chat's pretty cool too. Hello, I wake my kids up when we have the aurora, and they will remember that, Kate. And I'm sure fondly at some point, even if it's not immediate. And how's the the sweat box room there with the today heat, Ben? Ben, stick a fork in me, I'm done. And like I said, I'm a Tesco's rotisserie chicken tonight there. And Gaz, I've been watching you since last September there, still falling asleep to you. Gaz, I thought I remembered your name there coming up there. It's always a good, yeah, it did ring a bell as well there. And that is pretty cool. I still don't get how people fall asleep to my yapping. But if you do, good on you there. Oh no, they run to see it. You've trained them well there, Kate. You've trained them well. Now, next, Kate, you've just got to get them in all on their devices, like tapping away, sharing the stream. That's the next one. Get yourself a sweatshop, so up there. Right, back over to the tubes. Where did we go to on here, there? And blue, US Navy radar from the 1960s. The US Navy briefly tracked an unidentified object on radar, which fueled rumours of unknown satellites there. The object was later identified as a piece. Oh, damn. It cuts it off. It doesn't show it all. That's frustrating. But this is the thing. There is, you know, we are quite easily, capable, of going off, aren't we, on tangents, things. A little bit of a rumour, and then, that's it. But there is also, look, definitely like what we're seeing with the UFO stuff. There is actually a lot of grounding to this stuff that now it's being released. There's a lot of signal to the noise. Are there really 8.3 billion of us? It feels like fewer to me, though. Certainly haven't confirmed them all myself. Living like I don't know. I thought we were approaching the 8 billion, or maybe just over. Maybe. They say, look, I think like China's meant to be 1 billion on its own, and now they're a bit skeptical that they've been fudging the numbers and how they do it wrong, because like literally they don't count everybody, do they? They work it on certain mathematical rules, so we could be very, very far off. It always makes me laugh, like every now and again you hear in the scientific world, because I like to keep one foot. I don't understand the stuff, but there's a few science communicators that kind of I can just about get my head around, and there are these sort of things that go, oh yeah, it's all come out now that this method was wrong, and they go, there were 16,000 papers that had been using this method, so now they're all wrong because somebody lied or just made a stupid mistake that didn't get caught 15 years ago for things. And how many billions in scientific research has been wasted. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they go, you know what, shit, we've not been carrying the one, there's only 12 verse, or double. You never know with that lot. And Scooby Sam, we found an object last night there, and I don't think anyone else saw it yet. So what, the one we saw, the blue one, was it? I can't remember. I've got a memory like a sieve, guys. It gets so hot in here that I just forget it all there. Oh, Mohammed, I didn't get to see that one there. What was that one? And apparently it can't go above 10.5 billion for some reason there. So we're going to have another 2 billion on top. Well, there are these weird things, Syntax, aren't there? There are weird properties that seem to, like emergent effects from groups of people. It's its own science. Groups of people work in different ways, and that they did do it, didn't they, with the Rat Park Utopia. It's not quite the same as this, but basically they made this utopia for rats, didn't need for anything there. They could just be their best selves. And over time, that degraded. They went funny. They had this weird hierarchy develop. They stopped breeding. So, and if you look at, you know, especially Western society now, birth rates are going through the floor. People don't want kids, you know, so maybe there is a sort of a top heaviness, and there are just these weird rules that seem to be true about the world. One of them is that like organizations, if you have an organization above 5 people, you exponentially then lose efficiency. Like you drop from, you know, 80% efficient to 20%. It's ridiculous. And if you think about this, you work for a big company. How many meetings could have been emails? How many times are you just typing in to confirm that you have done something? You're just ticking boxes. Because we haven't figured out yet how large organizations can run, but it seems to be like a hard-coded rule, almost like the speed of light, that, you know, nobody can really figure out ways around this. So I wouldn't be surprised if there kind of was a top level. Now there'll be rules that govern that. Maybe it's resource availability. Maybe it is, you know, physical distance, space, or something that indicates that. Oh, thank you there, Raph, for being on that one. And Scooby, we are going to cover it on a Disclosure Tonight, their podcast. You should stop in after you share. I will try and remember to check that one out, Scooby. You mentioned it yesterday, and I want to remember that one. There, and Shame there as well. There, what's that, 7799? What's that for there? Where are we? Scooby, if you come by 30 minutes beforehand when he drops the Google Meet link there, you can watch him set up the show. Pretty cool. What time do you reckon that'll be? Because I have got work tomorrow, so I'm meant to be being good, but I am tempted. I'll have to at some point. Where are we? In here as well. Syntax, a third of people are in China. Apparently, it's insane, isn't it? But apparently they think they might be wrong about that, or somebody's fudging those numbers. Apparently, it's a fifth of the people. There are weird rules there. 1.5 billion in India. That is insane, is that amount of people? I see your dog spotted a frog. Oh, what was that one? What was that one? Sam is a hologram. What? It's like Holly from Red Dwarf. Yeah. Just a big M. Where are we? Let me scroll through here. Where did we get to? She's more like Queeg. That's a good reference. One of the best episodes. I really need to go back and watch that one. Hydration reminder. Actually, I do need to take that one right now. Yes, the Utopia experiment is very interesting. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's not what we think, is it? There's certain weird rules that apply. I never pronounce this right, but it's either Pareto or Pareto principle. You know, the 80-20 rule, the square root of its number, you know, provides that, you know, so it's the... In any organisation, it is, you know, the 5% that produce 95% of the work. It's that sort of thing, you know, 5% of the artists produce 95% of the music. But it applies to absolutely everything there. It's one of these weird foundational rules of the universe. That's a nice bright and blue one there. Again, keep your eyes on it. We're looking for that anomaly. I'm coming in. That's zooming on Vega, actually.
Zoom mode activated.
Big, bright, beautiful Vega. That is pretty cool to see. Very excited to see that one tonight. Our friend there. And we got over to that one. Oh, Kate as well. Thank you for
Nom nom nom.
feeding
Thanks,
Alan.
guys.
Appreciate that. All goes back into the stream. My ex, when I used to leave the house, I'd say, smoke me a kipper, I'll be back for breakfast. The look on her face. Yeah, try to explain that one to people that haven't seen it there. None of them, they didn't, and this is the thing, you know, it's a bit of an ignorance, isn't it, in humanity. We often hear from various groups of people about idealism and utopia there, you know, and it's like, it forgets that there are just laws to nature. You know, like, is that even possible? Universe 25 is the name of the experiment there, and I can't remember the name. You know what, it does ring a bell. There are some very interesting things in those experiments, things that we can extrapolate from that. We just had deja vu there, that we all had this convo about how many people truly live on Earth. Oh, that didn't click for me, but maybe there's an alternate world, an alternate reality with this stream going on. Back over to the Tiki Talk. Let's have a hello there. They do actually join in if there's a meteor shower and we are cloudy up here. Ah, that is pretty cool that you can do that. Usually in the tubes, but they are not allowed in the chat. Hello, Kate Ferrells. The chat is just not PC enough. Oh, Oscar, how are you doing? Oh, the water is all cleared up. How about the dog? Crap. There, Gaz, I'm hoping to be down your way soon there for work there from Burnley, and still hoping to see you if you're not in the office there. Well, at some point we need to do a little thing, mate. That I keep saying this, and where I'm stuck on it is mainly like how, because like, realistically, how many of us are going to travel? It's probably going to be still single digits, which will be fun, but I need to know for figuring out what we're going to do, and then I've got to figure out stuff that we can do to make it worth all of your travels down. If it's a cloudy night and we can't do a skywatch sort of thing, like what do we do, sort of thing like that. But it is something that we want to do, a little Allen fest. And Lorraine there coming in with the shares, guys. It is the likes, the shares, the tapping away, all that jazz that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. And then the more eyes and minds on the old phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together. But if you're new here, do say hello. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. Any questions, ask away. But keep us helping out there, spotting what is going on. Anything strange, anything moving weirdly in the grid, let us know. We can zoom in on the good stuff there. It's because of the larger the group, the more people just assume shit. But that is something that is really, really interesting. Like I noticed something when I've been running certain organizations, and it happens every time. You get to a certain size, and then there isn't that direct connection to people, and then people assume shit, and then that's when the infighting happens. If you can kind of have regular sort of real-time conversation with people, you don't get the same shit. But as soon as you're too big for that to happen, it goes to hell. Like that distance between people, they need to check in face to face and go, all right, so-and-so doesn't hate me. And then when they get a message that's like slightly the wrong way or something like that, they see a post on Facebook or whatever, they don't get. I used to run a radio station, and like the talent was, they were always just like, oh my god, they're stealing my show idea, they're stealing my music lineup, and all of that sort of jazz. And it's like, they're really not. And as soon as you'd get them together, they'd all be best friends, and then it wouldn't. So it's honestly, the group mechanics of these things is insanely interesting. Oh, satellites on the screen there, Ember. Good spotting, and you're right, there is going to be a hell of a lot of satellites up there tonight. Oh, they're just in general. It's about 15,000 now, and that's only a few. I think there was I saw a documentary earlier today actually, and it was from the 90s, and it said there are 900 man-made satellites up there. Wow, and 900. Yeah, about 15,000 of the buggers now. So it is insane how alive the skies are, and we have to keep our eyes on them. We have to monitor them, because it is going to be just that ever so subtle, strange course of trajectory there, the stopping dead, the shooting off of speed, the hesitation, an interstellar handbrake turn, if you will. Something like that tells us for sure that it is in fact something a little bit different there, because until they do that, they're going to look pretty similar, be it UFO, space junk, man-made satellite. Again, they're going to be reflecting that sun's light back to us. They're going to probably be moving in a straight line. That's the most efficient path, and there's nothing to get out of the way of. We are waiting for those rarer cases. It's quieting down a little bit now, which is weird, because it was definitely more active than this later on. There's still a few, but keep checking. Yeah, keep your eyes on the skies. Oh, what is that on my jaw? Feels like it wants to click out of place. I had a bad tooth extraction like 5 years ago. I can't open my mouth as wide as I used to now. I can't chew. If I have a curly whirly, I can't finish it. Oh, now I'm getting this weird jaw thing. I should sue. If we get a new camera, guys, I've sued my dentist. I used to live in Burnley for a bit. There, did you, Ben? Where are you now? You have said, but I've totally forgotten. And Mix as well. Where does the camera issue happen when you record or why does the camera issue happen when you record UFO? So, it might be to do with how their propulsion works, or something like that. That electromagnetic interference. It's like when the engines used to stop of cars. That was quite a common one. And quite funnily enough, though, the way it would happen, happens in exactly how you'd expect it to happen with electromagnetics as well. It's less reported now because, again, we have different sorts of electronics in cars, but that's a big thing. So maybe it's sort of like a byproduct of the experience, or maybe they're directly doing it. They do appear to be able to have this direct relationship with the observers. Sometimes you get your camera out and the UFO pisses off. Sometimes as well, like the people will take a video and go, wow, that's amazing, and go, look, Dave, look at this, and it's gone immediately. It's a good question. And Wistful, how are you there? Oh, it's Oscar on my Kerbal account there. I knew I recognised that one. And Mix there, why does a camera... I've done that as well. At least 15,000 active satellites, but not counting the broken ones. Exactly. I was surprised. Different altitudes will stay, and different orbits will stay out for different amounts of time. Eventually, after long enough, they'll all come back in, but that can be quite a while. Most of the ones that are up there now are the Starlink, and they are traditionally mostly quite low because they want them as low to the ground as possible, because that's less distance for the signal, so it's a faster connection because it's that satellite constellation, internet one, isn't it, connection. But so it means they burn up quite quickly. But you know, there are some out there that have been up since the 60s. There, you know, some zombie satellites as well that hobbyists hack into, that are still alive when the sun catches their solar panels. Quite full. And generally, just thought you dislocated and broke your jaw. But it scared me, Wistful. That's what I was thinking. I've not had it click like that before. I scared me. Yeah. I'm now worried. I'm in Blackburn now. There. Oh, caring for your dad there in Blackburn. Oh, how far is Burnley? I feel like they're quite close. Whistles, can a broken satellite still work there? Still get an antenna for relay connection? They can do, yeah. Sometimes there was a recent one where NASA lost some sort of, you know, sensor-based satellite up there, and they thought, yeah, totally gone, didn't know where it was, lost connection, gave up on it, and a hobbyist managed to locate it, log back into it, take control of it, and return it to NASA, and they're using it again now. There's an old GPS test satellite up there that was running experiments still to this day that they thought they'd lost, but, you know, a hobbyist managed to locate it and, you know, regain control of it. There's a lot of zombie ones out there which their batteries are dead. So what happens is when the solar panels catch the sun at the right time, when they're tumbling, they power up briefly and start to emit their signals, and you know, and then they die out again. It's very cool there. What's the purple one there, Fernando? Brilliant question. That one is Vega, a beautiful star. Is it 6.2 light years away, or 600 light years away? There's a 6 in there somewhere. Carl told me once. As Men in Black are showing up is true. Apparently, there are lots over the years of people talking about this, and I think even if it isn't like one of the particular versions that we're told, the idea that there are governmental departments trying to keep people quiet is 100%. You know, of course, it's going to be the case there. So Men in Black showing us where could they live then? Well, it depends. Some people say there's a bit of a paranormal, or maybe even the aliens themselves that are part of this Men in Black thing. At which point, all bets are off for where they live then. That's too big of a question. But I mean, if it's you know, government employees, they live everywhere. They're your neighbours, and they go to work, and you don't know what they get up to. Back to the other one there, Oscar. But like 20 minutes away. Not too far. Football rivals. Is that why I know the names? And they've been said. They both was familiar. There's a connection in my head. And there he is. Oscar's back there. That is pretty good going, Oscar. Keep it up. Right, back over to the tubes. If it jaw dislocates there, to thumbs on both molars and push down, back up forward. Or I know from experience. Oh, Oscar. I couldn't do it. I'm not brave enough. I'm really not brave enough. I don't know how you do it, man. I'm just not brave enough. But thank you for the tips. I'm going to tell the missus, like, that's what you have to do. Because it's getting worse, this jaw clicking. I know I talk a lot, but we've not had this before. Let's have a look over on the tubes. Where did we get to, you guys? So if you're joining us, we're doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch tonight. We're coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK. It's right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. So do keep your eyes on the screen there for the strange and anomalous. Help us spot the weird and wonderful. There as well, but also say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. There, I'd love to hear from you as well. If you've had an experience with the phenomena, again, do tell us more. Again, we'd love to hear that one whilst we're waiting for the action to happen on screen. But yeah, make sure you're following and subscribe, because we do this pretty much every day, and we've got a long run of clear nights ahead of us this week. What is it that they say? If all the Chinese jumped at once, that the Earth would actually shift an inch or something. I've not heard that one. Oh, that's interesting, because apparently even if you put in basically somebody said this, like if you build a house for everybody on the planet, Is it everywhere on the planet, or is it everywhere in the country? But it's a ridiculous amount that you know, you can still fit it all in Texas or something. You know, it's actually, we are still quite dispersed. I know I might as well do a water fast in this heat there. Apparently it's supposed to be healthy. I've heard that, and it's been on my list to try, but I'm a fat bastard, so I find it very difficult. I always get tempted there. And I can't remember who I heard it from. Maybe it's one of your wise words, Raf. Did you just make it up on the spot? Wait, oh God, where did it jump to? There. Maybe. You never know. Space Force is something that they are definitely putting money into. Again, look at what they do, not on what they say. Like we mentioned earlier about the remote viewing stuff there, and they go, oh yeah, there's nothing to it, lads, we've stopped doing it. And go, really? There's nothing to it? It took you 30 years to figure out there's nothing to it, and how many billion? Pull the other one, it honks. You know, look at what they do, not at what they say. Yeah, you can sing click, click, click in the chat there. It's sort of a weird, perverse ASMR there. You can hear my body failing live on stream. Oh, I wonder what's been going on there. I'm not doing anything different, but I'm noticing on these streams, it starts to get a bit wonky. Be glamping at the henge. I can't afford glamping. Glamping with Alan. No, that would be horrendous. Could you imagine? He's enough trouble with a stream. Camera out and UFO pervs off. We do still want to do our live from Stonehenge. Occasionally, guys, we take the show on the road, and normally it's one of the Iron Age hill forts that surrounds the town, where a lot of those historic sightings happened in the 60s and 70s, those hot spots there. And it's pretty cool. We take the U up there with us, put the rig, and yeah, it's fun. It's a different experience, but it is fun. I've been saying for a very long time that Stonehenge is on our list, because you can get quite close to that by public footpaths at night. So yeah, could you imagine doing the Skywatch rather than the tree in shot, though, just the top of the stones and all those stars above it? How cool would that be? I've seen a lot of stuff there, Trevor, in Wiltshire, mostly near and around the Avesbury area. Also stuff on a film from 2003, golden balls that left crop circles within an hour. Trevor, that last sighting there, the golden balls that left crop circles, like, I've seen that previously. Is that the one that, like, some woman was on holiday and she recorded it, like, with a bad old video camera, like from a holiday cottage bedroom or something at night? It's phenomenal, that one. It's really one of those ones that you go, it made me, again, more into the crop circles than I had been. But Wiltshire's a weird place. Like I said, we're, you know, right here in the heart of crop circle country, but I'm new. I've only been here a year, and already it's a very strange place, but in a nice way, like a mystical strange there. I mean, other than the parking, people get pretty savage about parking in this village, but other than that, lovely. But yeah, no, that's interesting. So you've seen lots of stuff. Tell us more, Trevor. We'd love to hear about it there, especially being local as well. Clicking it back in for those, the Bristol Glory House. That's where it's gone wrong, Raph. Damn me and my penchant for a public restroom DIY. Deja vu again in the Men in Black. Yeah, man, it was I say not what I do. Well, yeah, do as I say, not what I do. That's the one that I normally parrot. Where are we? Coming in there as well. I hope that this is... Oh, the Last Cockney, how are you tonight? And I hope the UFOs turn up soon and end the archaic religions of today. I mean, it's a possibility. You know, that could really change a lot of people's worldviews. It might be part of what happens, or it might turn out that they were the gods that they were speaking about in the Book of Enoch, or whatever it is there. Oh, shit, the Egyptians had it right all along. Here's Horus. You know, they all are quite similar. And you do wonder, didn't you? They're talking about these beings from the sky. And what is well, you've got capital G gods, more of the sort of the Judeo-Christian overarching one at the top. But there's a lot of the other religions have these little G gods, don't they? The, you know, just incredibly powerful people that are far more advanced, that click their fingers to manipulate the universe. I find it's interesting with the possibilities there. Or would people continue to believe? I mean, yeah, it's interesting. We don't know. I mean, some people would double down. But I think a lot of people would have trouble. Maybe not as much as we think, though. Where do we get to over on the TikTok? My girl was asking me why I don't respond in evenings anymore, and I told her I watched The Bald Space God. I'm sure she would love it too. Something you can bond over. You would believe that this was something that I was trying to do with Leanne, part of like as a couple sort of thing. Like, you know, we're both interested in weird stuff, so maybe we can work together on something. She wasn't as interested in the UFO stuff, but look, the town is a UFO hotspot, so it had to be UFOs. And yeah, not seen much of her for it. Occasionally jumped in for colouring stream. Oh, you keep on getting kicked out. Your TikTok is a bloody weird platform. The bald space god. Look, it's not me. Alan's the space god here. He's, you know.
It's me, Alan, the real star of the show.
Thank you, Alan. Put him in my place. He doesn't want me to get away with that. And is that Soraya there as well? Thank you for the share there. Appreciate that. Oh, Andrew as well coming in with the gifts. Guys, appreciate that. All goes back into the stream. Help us improve what we do. I said hopefully very soon we're going to have some upgrades that you're going to see. And I think we should nominate Sam to go and negotiate with the aliens. I'd be useless at that, man. I can't negotiate for hell. This is why I've got so much crap around me. I can buy stuff, but I can't sell it because of the negotiate. I just always shoot myself short. I'm a nightmare. You don't want me negotiating for Earth. Sorry, I thought I saw something on the screen then. It's the best way to describe it. Just boarded it in a green room. There. And live stream it. I would. And the Jackhammer there. Do you listen to the Daily Conspiracy Podcast or Alien Addict? I haven't heard of those ones. I mean, this is part of the problem we have now, isn't it? The benefit and the problem, that there are just so much great content creators out there that are making, and I'm not including myself in that one, there are some people that are actually doing real work and really doing the work journalistically, coming to new conclusions, finding new evidence. They're putting two and two together in ways that haven't been done before out there. We are like spoiled for choice, that it's like, it's just so much now to consume. I've actually seen my consuming of this sort of stuff decrease, which is frustrating because I used to be on everything, but there's just so much out there now. And if you had one question you could ask aliens on first contact, what would it be? The first question would have to be, do you come in peace? Because then that's gonna dictate the rest of them from that point. But being serious, the fact that you're having contact answers so many things. And once that one is out of the way, you're at that 100% mark, then there's 1,000 questions. What do your dogs and cats look like? Have you got an analog for those? I imagine they probably do. You know, what's this? Or how old is the universe? What else have we got wrong? You know, you name it. Like, you know, how'd you shit? All of the stuff like that. And as we know, if you joined us for that initial deep dive where we did the molecular biologist that did the genetics and the biology of the greys, apparently, if they're to be believed, you'd know they shit for their skin. Alan's a tyrant, though. He is a tyrant. He is. I warned you guys, don't encourage Alan, but yet you still. Then again, if you consider how the Greeks viewed their gods, that is about right. See, actually, now that Alan has got the Greek god vibe going on there. He plays dice with the stream settings, hence why they're always playing up there. And they're not aliens on the screen. It's alien throwing rocks. This reference, it rings a bell. You should really include yourself. That's very kind, Drewski. No, I can't. Not at all. I really don't. I just show up, guys. I show up. That's all I do. You guys are keeping me company, teaching me things here. And Nature puts on the show. You have the awesome questions. I get it's nature that does it. It's nature. I just make the fancy graphics. That's the bit that I enjoy. The rest of it I'm useless at. So I was asking the important questions. How do you share? I mean, it can be important. I mean, think of the state of your living room if Alan comes round and you don't know the answer to that question. That's an incident me and Alan have had. We've learned the hard way. I hate how aliens are depicted to be evil there. Why I love Project Hail Mary so much there. I think, yeah, it's quite interesting. Lots of people, I find it an interesting binary on this. Some people are, they're evil, they're dangerous, watch the hell out, don't believe their lies. And then other people are like, benevolent space brothers, they're here to help us, stop messing around, they're here for the good. And, I mean, they're very convincing arguments. I think where I'm on it at the minute, which is that, again, look at Earth, our one consistent data point. Look at the variation in temperaments between species, let alone individuals within a species there. If we look up, it's probably going to be that similar displacement. We probably are going to have benevolent space brothers. We're probably going to have spicy ones too there as well. But I think it's to kind of like bring ourselves back down to a healthy balance, I think. So good films like that. Yeah, I'll have to check it. Yes, Alan was throwing rocks at the camera, wasn't he? Yes. I will get it. I did like that one. Very, very cool, Oscar. Going to bounce back over to the tubes. Where did we get to? I think we're slowing down for the night now. Sam's jaw's falling off live on the sky. It is, yeah. Morphing into the original state. To a blob. Some of Sam's explains there make me howl. I know. Again, this is not necessarily a child-safe stream. I actually try. That's the embarrassing thing. I do try, but I just...
Zoom mode activated.
I grew up on a diet of watching shows like Bottom, you know, in Essex. So this is sadly me. Swearing isn't big and clever, but it is basically 90% of my vocabulary. Trevor as well. Oh, on VHS we have 9 orbs that arrived over the cornfield. We camped on the side of it, and then they just blinked out one by one. What does that feel like to be out there in that isolation and have that observation with your own eyes? I've had one, and it's not as clear as that. There's still room for it to have been something a bit more normal, but it's one of those ones in your gut that go, that feels really weird. So, but at that same time, we've been outside with it. Again, this is live. The camera's in the garden, but being in here, looking at screens, it feels very detached. It's a different experience. How does that feel? Is it like an awe-inspiring, wow, look, the universe is so much more mysterious and amazing than we thought, or is it oh shit, what do they want? Is it that sort of thing there? Oh, and really it's amazing that anything makes sense. Especially when you look at quantum theory and how bizarre and surreal everything becomes. Oh my god. Yeah, you dabble in quantum. Like a scientist once said, if you think you understand quantum mechanics, you don't understand quantum mechanics. Like, you know, and again, this is our grasp of this, with our brains, with our limited experience here on this one little planet. Like, how good can our assessments of these situations going to be? You know, we tend to think of things as right or wrong, but most of the time it's shades of, it's degrees of functionality. How close have we got it? And, you know, if I take an action based on our understanding, am I likely to die? No, then that's kind of good enough. You know, like, we're probably single digits, if that, with our assessment of actual reality. And just those indications, things like quantum as well there, like, it is so strange. There, 3:35 a.m. July 19th, 2003. They're phenomenal, and the things didn't look real. They looked like you could not make out their true shape. It looked like they were in an electric field or something. They're scary. So that is the thing, scary. Like, that is the messes with your mind instantly. That's exactly what I expect. Part of me is so excited. Another green one. You can't see it on the TikTok sites because it's behind me. Another excuse to jet over to the tubes at the Thing UFO to find us there. But that is exactly how I would expect to feel. I'm desperate to have an experience, but then also, am I? So this one around a little bit. Come on. Vega is still just about in shot. Look at that green one there. That is a nice, just coming in above the camera there. That's a nice strong green. Green is one of the colours that is associated with warp drive. Oh, that's a flasher. No, it's not a flasher. No, it is a flasher. It is a flasher. Fuck.
Zoom mode activated.
Oh, that's a big boy. Right, if it's roughly in the same place, this is going from 0. Oh no, it's fainter there. No, oh no, that is still right. Here we go. This is fuck off zoom. That's it. Fuck. The zoom's broken. Right, it's down here. If you can see that one. No, you can't see it. It's too far off the screen for you guys. Oh, come on, can you? No. Oh, the new zoom method is not working, and I'm very annoyed by it. I'll have to fix that one later. Anyway, it was a 0 to bright flash. And normally what happens, guys, is something's moving along up there. If it's tumbling, right, it catches the light, and then no light, no light. So it's high reflectivity area, low reflectivity area. But when it's absolute 0, there is nothing visible there, and then really, really bright, that's a contrasting surface. That is like going from that to that. So shape, that is an interesting one.
Anomalous object confirmed.
That is very interesting. I hope you guys caught some of that at least. But the new zoom is not It's not playing ball. I'm going to have to figure out a better way to do that, to achieve that. But yeah, no, that was an instant. That is a phenomenal experience, like meeting that one out there. They do think as well, and this makes a lot of sense to me, that some of these spheres ones, especially that come in and out of existence, that we could be seeing the three-dimensional part of a four-dimensional object. And there's a brilliant video. Everybody, I think it's one of the most recent. I think it's Hannah Fry. She's a math scientisty person, communicator. Our YouTube shorts, it's going to only be like number 3 or 4 back there, but it talks about this, of what, because we can't perceive of a 4-dimensional object. We can only perceive of 3 dimensions, the ones that we operate in this, and we can't even tell you what it was like. We just can't wrap your head around it. But we can see the 3-dimensional part of it, which again is going to look absolutely nothing like what it looks like. This is just the bit that we can conceive of, and she explains it in a really, really good way. And I think that accounts for, like, when you're seeing that coming in and out and the different sizing and splitting off and stuff, I feel like that is the nail on the head. So it's definitely worth checking out that one, guys, for that explanation. Did we get to over on the TikTok there? Spicy means something different in your brain there. Well, I mean, maybe, Kate, that is part of what's going to be out there in the cosmos there. Maybe your book talk version of the aliens. Alan says he's read your Alan fan fiction, and he doesn't approve. Ian as well. Rick Mao. Yeah, he was growing up. Yeah, one of just idols there. So Rip Rick there. If you want to have a cry and you are a Rick Mao fan, go find the Desert Island Discs episode with Adrian Edmondson. You won't thank me for listening to that. It is heartbreaking. You will tear up. Free Red as well. How are you doing there? Sally as well. Sally's in the Big Brother house. How are you doing tonight, Sally? Good to see you. It's lovely clear tonight. Look at the colours that we're getting for some of these stars. I'm going to call your spaceship Peter. Oh, that's already out there. Wait, what's that? Tons of blue stars and tentacles. Oh. Was the red dot in A2? Oh, so that one is a dead pixel there. Or it's a hot pixel on the lens of the camera. It's very, very bright red. Good spotting there. Only Josh, thank you for the gifts. Appreciate that. All goes back into the stream. So if you are joining us, oh, there you go. Look, get some movement now coming across the screen. Most of those guys are going to be man-made satellites, but not all of them. We are looking out for them. We've got to tell them apart by their movement, basically. The stopping dead, shooting off at speed, changing course or trajectory. So follow them across the screen. If they do anything strange, we need to zoom in. We need to highlight them. So flashing, as we saw earlier there, coloration can be of interest, but it's not as clearly anomalous, basically. So yeah, keep your eyes on that. Help us do our UFO hunting tonight. So we're coming to you live from Wiltshire, right in the heart of Crop Circle country, and just down the road from Stonehenge. So do help us tonight there. But yeah, make sure you're following. We do this every night. Clear skies. It's a Skywatch, cloudy skies, and we are doing the alien radio signal hunt there. We're searching the hydrogen line, the channel on the radio dial, where scientists theorize that if ET is out there, that's where they'd put the message, hello, is anybody else out there? If the moon's up, I'm going to be bothered. We do a moon watch, we see all the craters and all the details there, just like that, and hopefully some anomalies. We have seen some weird things in the past there as well. So yeah, make sure you're following, subscribed, and you should get those notifications when we go live. So it was last year. I think we kind of have another one there. We've got one there. And I think we've got one there. And it looks like there's a blue one there. So we've got a blue, a red, and a red. I think. For those ones. Oh, my eyes. How long are we going to be... Oh, shit. Now, basically, Drewski. That is sadly my bedtime. God, last time I checked the clock, it was 1:45 midnight. And 45 minutes has flown past there. Freeman, good spotting. Let's see if I can catch that one. There's a bit of movement there. My eyes are playing up. Also, I was at a skate park on Bolter Park there in Poole at 10 p.m. 2003, and the lights just switched off, but people were still skating, and I was on a ramp, and I saw a luminous oval object coming over low of the harbour. That is very interesting. And Galactic, you see it now. The amount that we don't see because of that light pollution there. So literally, was it the luck then you caught it because of that? Where is it? Lots of anomalies. We're going to do one last zoom in. Let's pick one. This is a semi... No, let's do this one up here. This one's getting brighter.
Zoom mode activated.
So again, lots of things up there going to look a lot like this. Now, maybe it's ET flying around, or maybe it is a man-made satellite or a bit of space junk up there. We are not going to know until it does something strange. Stops dead, shoots off at speed, changes its course or trajectory. That is how we know for sure it's up there. So keep monitoring them. You never know. Look, different speeds, different sizes, different brightness there. But if they're consistent, essentially, then probably not there. But not slam dunk either. It's just, yeah, we can only tell when it does that strange movement now. And then above me was about 30 balls of light. Jesus Christ. Now that's a lot there. And am I right is it in Poole? Isn't there military bases and stuff around there? Am I thinking, so it could be that why they were attracted? 30 balls of light is weird. So also with the balls, I think the other one that really interests me is the idea of plasmoids, that sentient plasma life. Is a thing that's been with us here on Earth all along. We just haven't recognised it as life there. And what's crazy is that my space app says that they are satellites. So galactic, not crazy at all. There's a lot of satellites up there, a lot of them, at 15,000 of the buggers at the minute. Most of them are going to be satellites up there. And in fact, if we were seeing all this movement and they weren't the satellites, I'd be hell worried. That's a full-on invasion. So it is a bit of a hunt. We have to pay attention. We have to watch them all. But there are going to be a lot of man-made objects up there. It's still pretty cool to see. The International Space Station, Starlink, that's pretty cool. But we are after those ones that happen occasionally that act a little bit strangely. They came from Corfe Castle way. Okay. So many cases of UFOs affecting cars, electronics there. It's very consistent, and it was interesting as well that it was only petrol cars that had the electromagnetic starter system there. The diesels didn't. They start on compression, whereas they need that. And also part of that phenomena was that the cars would restart. It was that I think about 10% of the cars would restart by themselves after the UFO leaves, which, when tested, apparently if you cut off due to electromagnetic interference, 10% of them would restart by themselves because there was a charge present. So it actually bolsters the case. That was a weird effect that nobody expected, but turns out that is exactly what we'd expect to see there. So there could be some other things like this that do prove it like that. Gonna quickly just finish up the chat over on the TikTok, and then we're going to wind it up there. Have a good night there, Drewski, as well, and thank you as always for joining us. So guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight there, for sharing, for liking, for asking your awesome questions, sharing your knowledges and experiences. We do appreciate all of that as well there, for helping us build our little community up there, and also gift us sub as members and all that jazz for again helping us improve what we're doing here, directly improving all the kit and stuff there. But thank you as always, even if you're just there watching quietly and enjoying it, falling asleep to it. Again, extra love. So I do appreciate you all, and we will be back tomorrow night. Got another clear night ahead of us, got a few this week, so do make sure you're subscribed, following whatever it is wherever you are. That way you should get those notifications when we go live. But it is looking like a 10:30 p.m. UK time. So if you're not in UK time, we are now at midnight. So you can do the time zone, work back 2 hours basically from now. That should be when we're going live tomorrow there. And sighting was probably better than what we filmed in Wiltshire. I mean, it does sound just that sheer amount. What is the explanation for that? It's crazy. It's 6:35 where you are, Galactic. That is crazy. I mean, it's time zones, man. I always forget about them. When I have to jump on calls with Australia for work, that's when it really kicks me. The US I can do, I just stay working a little bit later. But when I'm on Australia, I'm on at midnight, or 1 a.m. It really kills me. But anyway, there, Bill, thank you for the follow there. So, right, guys, coming off now. But thank you again so much. And yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow night, hopefully, if the weather holds, which it's expecting to, for another Skywatch. So, bye-bye, guys.